What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along, the final Arsenal watch along of the season. And to be honest, I'm glad it's over. I'm not even gonna lie, people. Like, I'm glad the season's done. No more false hope, no more title races that we're not even in, and just get it over with. Book your holiday, relax, switch off, and then hope that they do something in the transfer window. That's all we can do right now. But one more game. I'm doing a joint watch along today. I'll be honest. This Arsenal game is not even the main focus of today. I will have the game on, but we're gonna focus again on Forest against Chelsea, because to be honest, playing for the top four is the only thing there, people. So it's a shame, innit? Imagine how much. Just imagine if the title race was like really close, and today we're playing Southampton away. We're going to smash them. It would have been great. But anyway, big up to everyone. Apologies, I was a little bit late today. But no rush. No rush, people. What's that new song, that Chris Brown song? Take your time, what's the rush? Ooh, I said, baby, I'm a star. Yeah, I'm moving like a mutt still. Win the dog. Yeah, turning up late. But to be honest, I wasn't even going to turn up at all, to be honest. Arsenal against Southampton. The Aaron Ramsdale derby, the worst team in the league against the team that stumbles in every title race. But we're here. We're here, people. Anyway, big up to everyone locked in. Hope you are well. And yeah, Forest against Chelsea, and obviously it will be Arsenal against Southampton. Let's just get into the team anyway, and then we're going to talk about one or two other things, a little bit of transfer news. We'll talk about the Arsenal ladies who did us proud, and obviously I want to thank the community as well. It is the final Premier League game of this season, and one I'm glad to see the back of. Anyway, the Arsenal team, people, is David Raya in goal, Thomas Partey at right back. Thomas Partey at right back in 2025. We're still seeing it. I mean, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, this is why I just want this season to end, people. Having to still watch Thomas Partey cover at right back is, yeah. Anyway, Tierney at left back. We're going to talk about Tierney. It's the final game of Kieran Tierney as an Arsenal player. He plays at left back. The two centre backs, Kivior and Ben White. Gabriel and Saliba both injured. The last time, apparently, those two didn't play centre-back, I think it said was away against Man City and we got slapped, but it is what it is. I reckon we'll win today, probably batter them. No Pressure FC will come to the forefront. So Ben White and Kivior, the two centre-backs. In midfield, Rice, Marino and Nwaneri. The front three is... Zinchenko, Rice, Marino, and the front three is Nwaneri, Raheem Sterling, people. Jeez. I thought I was in, like, I don't know, Back to the Future. Sterling starts a game of football for Arsenal. Partey's at right back. Tierney's at left back. Zinchenko's in midfield. It's crazy. I don't know what the hell we're going to watch. You know, I just said we're going to win 5-0. Maybe make that 2-0 or 3-0. You know what? Sterling probably have a stormer today and Arteta will sign him. Anyway, so yeah, it's Zinchenko and Rice double pivot. Do you know what I'm thinking? Because they've listed this different, and I actually don't think it's going to be like this. They've said there that Martinelli's up front with Sterling on the left, Nwaneri on the right. But wouldn't Arteta play Marino up front, play Nwaneri in the Odegaard role, and then put Martinelli on the left, Sterling on the right? That's what I reckon he will do. They've just said there Martinelli starts up front. I hope Martinelli is up front, to be honest, because it is something I would like to see. But we'll see how they line up. On the bench, Neto, Lewis Skelly, Jorginho. It's his final game for the club, Jorginho. Butler Francis, Odegaard, Saka, Kabaya, Trossard, and Havertz on the bench, people. Yeah, we'll see. I hope it is Martinelli up front, but I reckon he'll just play it safe. play Marino up top, Sterling and Martinelli out wide, Waneri in the Odegaard role. Davey, said, conspiracy here. Mikel is sabotaging Waneri by playing Partey, Marino and Sterling around him. It's interesting, isn't it, that, you know, he doesn't seem to be able to get any game time. He's missed all them really good games and you throw him in here. Now, sometimes, and again, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist either, but sometimes you get thrown into these games that are a mess. And if Waneri doesn't play well, he says, see, that's why I haven't been playing him. You know, because so Waneri almost has to have a good game today. Just to make everyone's opinion stand tall that he should be in the team. But as I said, people, I'm going to be focusing mainly on that Forest game against Chelsea because that's all that's left to play for in the Prem, to be honest. But I will obviously have this game on more of a background noise game, if I'm being totally honest, people. But we will be there. We will be there, guys. Big up to everybody locked in for the final watch along of the season. Really appreciate your support amongst this season. It hasn't been what we'd hoped. Was really, really hoping that we would win a trophy this season. And considering we're going to finish second in the league, it is disappointing that we're not leaving here with some silverware or a cup final or something that really would have excited us all. Obviously, Real Madrid was really good. But apart from that, a lot of the big games, the biggest games, they haven't gone our way. But I want to say thank you to the community. Great support. We're over 94k. You never know. Maybe throughout the summer we'll hit 100k. So big up to you guys. You guys have been legit. No matter how bad the game's been, how boring it's been, how pointless. Even today is a pointless Arsenal game. But you're here. So big up to you guys. Listen, I want to say, I mean, should I shamelessly be singing Champions of Europe? You'll never sing that. I wasn't about yesterday. So I couldn't do a watch along for the game, but I saw people saying we've had a better season than Liverpool and Tottenham because we won the Champions League. I mean, I'm shameless. But by the way, what a win for Arsenal ladies, man. I mean, Barcelona are by far the best team in the world in the ladies game, and they beat them 1-0. It just shows, don't it, what you can do. So shout out to them. I just want to say though, people, when they were lifting the trophy yesterday, some of those Arsenal players, I swear, I'd recognise them from before. Look at this picture. I don't know. They look familiar to me. I reckon, did somebody turn up at the parade? And those girls look a little off to me. I'm not sure. Danielle Rice and Rebecca Saka. I don't know. I feel like I've seen them before. I don't know. Anyway, congrats to the ladies team. Oh dear, listen, it's been a long season. Information and entertainment, people. This is the only way you get through as an Arsenal fan. The guys are turning into ladies. But anyway, oh dear. I shouldn't joke about it, but listen, you're an Arsenal fan. This is the only way you're going to cope. You know what I mean? Tottenham doing parades through North London. Liverpool champions and signing Verts. What more do you want? Oh dear. That is a great picture, by the way. I don't care. People were bantering me, but yeah, man, I like that one. I like that one. Anyway, no, let's get serious. We are a serious football channel. Sometimes, anyway. Now, big up the ladies, man. Champions League winners. Couldn't do a watch along yesterday. I was out and about with the family. I was actually at the Emirates yesterday. My son had a tournament there, and they won the tournament. But yeah, man, big up to the ladies. And I tell you, outside the Emirates, there was loads of people beeping horns and that. And I was thinking, can you imagine if the men's team won the Champions League? The absolute scenes we would be watching. Yeah, what phase is Renee Sager's in, man? You know what I mean? Champions League, but Barcelona are far better than Arsenal. So how did they manage to win a game against a better team? Oh, good tactics. And yeah, big up to them, man. Big up to them on winning the ladies' Champions League. I believe the parade is tomorrow for anybody that wants to to go there and celebrate. She's only been there 6 months. I didn't even know that. I'm telling you, man, get rid of Arteta. Bring her. Swap them round. Swap the managers. We got the wrong manager at the club. In fact, they've just won the Champions League. Why would they want to put him in the youth team or something? Anyway, yeah, what phase is she in? The winning phase. 10 a.m. Yeah, anyone who's about, bank holiday Monday, nice weather. It's it'll be a good occasion, man. Big up to them on the Champions League win. And the goal was good, man. That little reverse pass. That's why I've been waiting for Odegaard to play that ball for about 6 months. But anyway, not even 6 months, 5 months. I think it all shows people that it doesn't take that much time if you've got good tactics, if your recruitment's good. Do you know what I mean? Things can happen, that's for sure. Doctor says, big up Big C in the unit. Club moving like molasses in transfers while Paul signing up Gyokeres, Frimpong and Wirtz. No urgency. The F is going on. And Rizzo said, who wears the pants at Arsenal? Our women do. Big up. Listen, you know, maybe they should be the main focus of the club. They're outdoing the men's team, you know. Like I said, let's swap managers. Let's swap managers. Anyway, let's move on. You know what? You did mention Wirtz. We will talk about it. I have to say, next season, and I know we say this every season, but I genuinely mean this. Next season is going to be serious. It's going to be serious. I'm telling you, like, Liverpool. Now, let's be honest. I always say this, right? The transfer window is not a race. So there's teams that will make 5 signings early while your team hasn't made 1 signing, and you'll feel like they're having the better window, right? But ultimately, it's about the right signing. And I'm frustrated as anybody, right? I'm as frustrated as anybody that Arsenal haven't signed anybody yet. And people will go, what? The window's not even open yet. How can you be frustrated? But Liverpool have almost signed Frimpong. They're in negotiations for Gyokeres. And it sounds like they're going to add Florian Wirtz to that as well, which, by the way, is an unbelievable statement from them. I mean, I think he is a fantastic player. I genuinely thought he would end up at Madrid or Man City, just because Liverpool don't usually spend that kind of money. I've been reading quite a lot into this, and apparently Liverpool have well over 200 million to spend this summer. They obviously only spent 12 million last summer. They've won the league. They've made loads of money. And they're going to have a fortune to spend this summer. I mean, they're saying this deal could be up to £126 million. The record transfer in Premier League history for Liverpool, who spent 12 million last year. You add Frimpong on top of that, which will be what? 35 million. Gyokeres will be around 35, 40 million. They're going to pretty much already be at 200 million. And there's rumours that they want a striker if Darwin Núñez goes, and probably a centre-back. They're going to be well over 250 million, and they've just won the league. I'm telling you, if Arsenal won a league title, I don't think we'd sign one player. We'd sit on that same squad for 4 years. But they won the league. These guys don't give a damn. Title, all right, cool. And what do I keep telling people? You know, when you win, you want to win even more. When you win, you want to keep winning. So Liverpool have won a league title. They got the parade tomorrow. They're saying, yo, I like the way this feels. Let's go again. You can't sit on that same squad. They say, yo, Florian Wirtz, 126 million. Frimpong. Trent ain't even left yet. They said, yo, get Frimpong done. Get that done. No messing around. And I told people before, and I know I harp on about this guy, the Michael Edwards effect. The Michael Edwards effect. As good as Klopp has been at Liverpool, Michael Edwards, if you look now, I think one of the clubs in Saudi want Michael Edwards. The guy is outrageously good at his job. Outrageous. Now, I'll be totally honest, and I'm not taking anything away from Liverpool here. 126 million is big money for a guy that role that he plays. I wouldn't have even said that's the role that Liverpool need to address the most. I think their midfield is pretty good, but they're going to push it to the next level because Szoboszlai hasn't been incredible in the goal scoring role. So they're thinking a creative player that can dribble, that can shoot 120. I'm telling you, it could be scary hours next season because they've won the league and they're going to bring in Frimpong Gyokeres and Wirtz and maybe a striker. Jeez, man. I'm sorry, but that is scary hours if we don't handle our business. And I mean really handle our business. You know what I mean? Not no little, they're not signing projects, are they? Which I always hear about Arsenal. Oh, we're going to buy this guy because his ceiling's higher. I ain't interested in high ceilings, people. I want to know where the player's at right now. I've got a video coming out this week, Sesko and Gyokeres, because this seems to be the new narrative now. Ornstein saying that the club are split on whether they want Gyokeres or Sesko. I'm going to talk about that shortly as well. I'm telling you now, we better fix up this season, because if we don't, we will be out of the title race before the season even begins, people. I'm telling you now, if these lot don't fix up, it's now or never. It's crunch time for this club. Even the ones that love Arteta are starting to waver a little bit because they know Liverpool are putting hella pressure on our club with this move. I'm telling you now, this guy is a serious baller. If they get a big boy striker as well, Jesus, we better fix up this summer. I ain't interested in, in 2 years' time, this guy could be this. I don't give a damn about that. I want to know what that player is right now. Right here, right now, right? And I've got the Sesko and Gyokeres video coming out, and spoiler alert, I want Gyokeres. I've been doing a bit of investigating into Sesko. Why are they so obsessed with him? And I can see the things that they like about him, but it's not enough, as Kendrick said. It's not enough, people. He's not the guy right now. What he is a unique profile. 6'5", very good technically, good touch, plays quite well in small spaces, and his link-up play is quite good. But I'm not interested. That guy Gyokeres is a pit bull. That is an XL bully, people. There's no comparison. Even the way he shoots, I swear down, when Gyokeres hits the ball, it's like a rocket launcher. He rips the net apart. He reminds me of Diego Costa. Not quite as aggressive as him. I mean, I know football isn't all as easy as look at the stats on paper. But realistically, as Arsenal fans, we have waited since Aubameyang, right? And I know I always find a way of dropping Aubameyang's name in the stream. I was a diamond member of the Aubameyang fan club, I won't lie. But we got Jesus, looked a good player, not good enough. Injuries, doesn't score enough. We end up with Havertz, Marino, whatever. There's stopgaps. This Arsenal can't afford to get this signing wrong. Now, I've seen a lot of people, and somebody just said it in the comments, there might be a belief at Arsenal that Sesko is going to be like the Isak situation, where it's a player that we think's not quite ready, but in a year or two could be a superstar, and then we think, oh, we missed out on one. I think Arsenal, they need to stop thinking all the time as a business. I think they want Sesko because they're thinking 21, 22 years of age. Give him 2 years, he'll be worth an absolute fortune. They're looking at Gyokeres, who's nearly 27, and going, well, 2-3 years, he'll be nearly 30. He's not worth that much. That's what I think Arsenal are thinking. But they need to stop doing that. We need to stop having this mentality that, oh, you're 26, you're 27, you're too old. Gyokeres is a beast. Gyokeres is a beast. Look at the stats. 33 appearances each this season. This is in their leagues. 13 goals for Sesko. 39 goals for Gyokeres. Triple the numbers. He's even got more assists. 5 assists Sesko, 7 assists Gyokeres. He's having more shots per 90. His conversion rate's better. And his key passes are better. What more do you want? They want to sign Sesko, right, because it will protect Havertz. Because he's not as big a profile, so they know that, well, if we rotate him and play Havertz up front, sometimes he'll accept it. And people saying Farmers League. Bro, He was joint top goal scorer in the Champions League knockout stages with Gyokeres, including a hat-trick against Manchester City, including spinning Saliba like hardly anyone's done this season. And people say Darwin Núñez, bro, he's done it for 2 seasons. He's doing it for Sweden. He's done it in the Champions League. He's done it in Europa League. Darwin Núñez was a chaos merchant. Darwin Núñez, a fantastic athlete. His pace, his power, his aggression. He was never technically as good as Gyokeres, and he was never putting these numbers on the board. There's no way anybody looks at this and says, get me the guy who's got 13 goals. Also, and I don't want to say too much because a lot of this I've said in the video, is Sesko plays in a 2 up front, people. He plays up front with Lewis Openda, and Openda has scored more goals than Sesko in the 2 seasons that they've been together. So you're going to bring a player in that plays in a 2, who hasn't scored 20 league goals in a season, and you're going to put him up front for Arsenal in a 1 with a whole heap of pressure on him and say, go on, mate, lead us to the league title. I want to remind you that RB Leipzig haven't even made the Champions League this season in Germany. So if he can't get Leipzig into the top 4, how's he going to get Arsenal to the title by himself when he's got Openda next to him at Leipzig? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to write the guy off completely. I've watched a lot of him in the last few weeks. There is a lot of potential there. For 6'5", he's quite quick for a big man. Usually at 6'5", you're a target man. He's quite mobile. He's technically very sound. I can definitely see potential there, but he's not quite at the level we need. I would love it if we could sign both of them. It's not going to happen. But if there was actually a way you could get Havertz and Jesus out, imagine having Gyokeres as your number 1 and then Sesko as the one that is the backup. That would be outrageous. But we know Arsenal are not going to move like that. So for me, it is not time for Sesko. I mean, they might as well sign Cisco. You know what I mean? Drew Hill settings. That fong. You know, nah, man. I don't want Sesko. You're mad. He's 2 years away from where we need to be. But you know what Arsenal are thinking, don't you, people, as well? 6'5", we love spamming crosses in. Saka and Odegaard, long throws from Thomas Partey. Let's put a giraffe up front. That's what they're thinking. Let's get a giraffe and put him up top. Do you know what I mean? They're in the safari pot. They want the tallest striker they can get so they can whip crosses in. So I'm sorry for me. I said this before. I've got nothing against Sesko, but that ain't what we need right now. Yeah? When you go to get a new tyre on your car, you don't come out with, you know, a new windscreen. I needed tyres, so get the damn tyre. Arsenal do this all the time. They need a left-back, so they sign a centre-back to play at left-back. They need a number 8, so they put him up front. We need a centre-back, we buy a right-back. You know, we need a striker, we need a goal scorer, we need the guy that's ready to go now and lead us to the title. I want the guy with 39 league goals. I want the guy that's playing in the Portuguese Cup final against Benfica, who's just won the title, who's done it for 2 years in a row. It's as simple as that. So, if they sign Sesko, for me, they're not a serious football club in my eyes. They're just not. If you can get Gyokeres, you can also get Osimhen. Nah, not for me. Not for me. You sign him, you ain't winning the title. I say that right here, right now. Not with Liverpool signing Florian Wirtz. It ain't happening. There is a rumour, by the way, today, after all that I've said. I hope this guy ain't reliable, whoever he is. His name's Oliveira Pablo, 25,000 followers. Don't know who this guy is. He said Arsenal are close to agreeing a £57 million deal with RB Leipzig for striker Benjamin Sesko. 5-year contract already offered per journalist Oliveira Pablo. We've not heard anything on Sesko, except that the club has been in talks with him for over a year. Gyokeres is still Berta's number 1 and will push to get a deal done after the Taça de Portugal tonight. Just please, I hope that isn't true. You know, you read certain stories and you go, I just hope that's not real. And that's how I feel when I read that story. Because do you know why it would be even more damaging? Because that would tell everybody that Berta's lost the first battle at the football club. Remember, Berta wants Gyokeres. Arteta wants Sesko. Let's just break it down how it is. So if we end up getting Sesko, that's Mikel Arteta 1, Andrea Burton 0. And the striker is probably our most important signing of this summer. And if Berta's lost out on the striker, that means you're just here to help Mikel. You ain't pulling no strings. So we need him to win this battle so that we know that Berta's in charge now, or he's got a big say in what's happening. And I'm not being funny. Look at the strikers that Atletico Madrid have signed over the years. You know, Aguero, Falcao, Griezmann, Diego Costa, João Felix. All of these players that they've had that have, you know, even Alvarez from Man City. So I hope this one isn't real. I really do. The other side of the story, though, they have written a bit about Gyokeres as well, so it's just whichever one we think is real. Big week coming up in the race for Victor Gyokeres. Arsenal have reportedly spoken with the Portuguese giants today, with Josh Kroenke in Lisbon, having watched the Arsenal women's team. Obviously, Arsenal women were in Lisbon this weekend for the final. Berta is pushing hard for Gyokeres. Taça de Portugal is tomorrow, which is today. It's Benfica against Sporting Lisbon, Portuguese Cup final. Josh Kroenke is in Lisbon. Berta is in Lisbon. Sporting is in Lisbon. Gyokeres is in Lisbon. Get the damn deal done. Don't leave Lisbon without that paperwork. So a lot of the stories have been that once he finishes this cup final, there will be news this week regarding his future. So come on, man. Berta and Kroenke are both in Portugal. Arteta's in Southampton. You get the deal done without him. He doesn't need to be there. You ring him and give him the news. Hi, Mikel. I've signed Gyokeres. Yeah, but I wanted Sesko. Yeah, relax. Gyokeres arrives first day of pre-season. We've done the deal in Lisbon. So I hope we get good news out of Portugal. That's what we need, people. So let's see what happens regarding that one anyway. I think we're going to hear something this week. Big J said, with Liverpool signing Wirtz, anything if less than an Isak next season, I'm not going or watching a single game. He's not happy. That Wirtz deal had a lot of Arsenal fans unhappy. Not because of him, because they're sort of saying, come on, wake up. Do you know? But as I said, the transfer window, it's very difficult, but it's not a race. Ideally, we want top signings and we want them quickly. It's more important to get the right signings than to just get the quickest signings. Because if they signed Sesko today, we wouldn't be happy. If they signed Jamie Gittens as our left winger from Dortmund tomorrow, we wouldn't be happy. So it isn't necessarily about just getting them done quickest. It's about getting the right one. If you can get the right one quickly, then cool, that works for everyone. But only you can take us to the next level. That's how I feel, you know. I feel like if he gets the power, we're moving. Arteta needs to acknowledge that he's not getting everything right. That might be the way that Arteta can get to a major trophy. It's by falling back and going, actually, I need some help from someone with experience of winning. Berta has that. Part-time party. Geez, new shirt looking clean. I got to get you the C-Unit capture. Bro, I will get that to you. Do you know what it is? I'll be honest with you. I don't have a P.O. box, but I'm sorting one out. So I will get back to you, bro. Big up to you. Also, I can't lie, it's say no to Sesko from me. Yeah, listen, if we sign Sesko, I'll support him because you never know. He could come here and rip the place up. It happens, but I wouldn't be convinced of what I've seen. O'Malley said, who we sign at left wing is slightly more important to me than who we get at striker, as long as the striker is one of the two. Having a striker and only Saka and Odegaard can get him on the ball is useless. I think, do you know what, O'Malley? I think let's meet somewhere in the middle. I think the left wing and the striker is equally important. Because we had Alexis Sanchez on the left with Giroud up front, and Alexis by himself on the left wasn't enough because Giroud wasn't good enough. Then we had Aubameyang, who was elite. We had Iwobi on the left. It wasn't good enough. So effectively, you need both. You need both. We actually shouldn't even let the club get away with saying one's more important than the other. If you look at the best teams, you have an elite front three. You need all of them. Liverpool had Mane, Firmino, Salah. City had Sterling, Sané, Aguero, or Grealish, Mahrez, Aguero, or Haaland, it would have been. You need the whole front three. There's no excuse for this club. You need a left winger, go and buy an elite left winger. You need a quality striker, buy a top quality striker. Let's not even give them the excuse that, well, if you buy a top quality left winger, we'll take a not so good striker. Nah, forget all that nonsense. Go and buy both. But big up to you, O'Malley. J-Dub, big up, new member. Gunnar Galactico, expectation, Gyokeres, reality, Chelsea, bin. Yeah, imagine if we sign like Nkunku or someone like that. Or, you know, I saw the other day a link again to Ollie Watkins. Imagine they go and sign a 30-year-old Ollie Watkins or some stupidness like that. Toro said, Gyokeres is a chaos merchant with composure in front of goal. Sesko has the potential to become Haaland 2.0. Guess which one Arsenal and Arteta want? Yeah, they want Sesko. Because Gyokeres isn't a typical Arteta player. Sometimes you got to change it. What happened when City signed Haaland? Everyone went, Haaland, that's not really a typical pet player. They're going to have to put crosses in. Haaland broke the record and won the treble. You don't always have to have a blueprint of the kind of player you want. What I like about Gyokeres, he doesn't look like he needs as much service. He gets the ball, he runs at people, he shoots. Anyway, AMSN, an ambitious club, signs both Gyokeres and Sesko and bins Havertz. Get this clown Arteta out of my club. You're going to be stuck with him, I reckon, for another year. Tarun said Sesko is more expensive as well. We need Victor. Yeah, exactly. His price is cheaper. HR, considering Liverpool signings, Liverpool will win it next season. I don't think it's as clear as that, to be honest. Wirtz, for me, is a fantastic player, and I mean fantastic. I think he's brilliant. Him and Musiala, two players that I love in the Bundesliga, who get on the ball, they take people on. Wirtz's numbers are higher than Musiala, but I still think Musiala is a great player. But listen, and I'm not saying this as copium, but there's no guarantees that he rips the Premier League apart. He's had an ACL injury before. No, he did his cruciates, done his cruciate ligaments, and he done his medial ligaments last season. So he's had knee issues before, although his injury record has been better the last two seasons. But listen, it's such a statement from Liverpool. When you look at those numbers, 126 million, I didn't see Liverpool spending that money on anybody for a long time. I'm actually quite surprised that Liverpool are choosing to spend that much money on him. I thought they might have gone for a big striker and got rid of Darwin and maybe gone for an Isak or somebody, which would have been horrible for Arsenal. But yeah, they're going to go to the next level next year, aren't they? With players like that. That's such a statement. Winning a title, having a parade, and having Florian Wirtz on the way. HR said, would you sign Kobbie Mainoo, Lindelof, Bruno, or Garnacho? Out of them, I'd possibly take Kobbie Mainoo as a squad player. Lindelof, what do I want Lindelof for? He can be Gunnosaurus. Even though I think Bruno's better than Odegaard, he's 30, and I wouldn't want Bruno at this stage, and I don't rate Garnacho. I'd take Kobbie Mainoo as a squad player on the cheap, but I wouldn't even be desperate for him. I think he's... I wouldn't say he's fell off, but he's had a very lackluster season. Tarun said, I read 10 to 15 reports saying Gyokeres is close and Sesko is not, but I'm more worried about the 2 or 3 reports talking about Sesko. Yeah, same. What phase is slotting? The trophy phase, War Eagle. Arsenic, who are your top 3 must-sell players this summer? For me, Havertz would be number 1. Havertz would be number 1. He's on too much money. He's not needed. I would get rid of him. I would be saying maybe Jesus, but you can't get rid of him. He's out till December. So Jesus and Tomiyasu, they're injured for too long. So who would I be actively selling? I'd get rid of one of the left wingers, because if you're signing a new one, you don't need 3 left wingers. I keep changing my mind on the left winger. I think Trossard I would get rid of and keep Martinelli as the backup for one more season. So I would get rid of Trossard. I would get rid of Havertz. Trying to think of players who've got some value. There's no point me selling a player that's worth 3 million. Like, I'm thinking who we could actually make money from. Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. There's almost a temptation to get rid of Martinelli as well. If you bought two left wingers, I'd give a, I'd give Odegaard one more season. But you look at it and you think, if you can get a player like Florian Wirtz, or you can get Eze, or you could have got Cunha, there's an argument you could have got rid of Odegaard, but who would want him at the same time? You need a club that's coming in and selling and spending decent money on him. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one, to be honest. Hey, big up Arsenal future, man. Big up. Said you haven't been around for a while. Apparently, Berta's at the at St Mary's. TNM said we need a win now killer. We have always been a few players short for over a decade. It's time to show out or shut up. It's like dating a gal who promising you. I hear you. I hear you. We have been good defensively. Any extra centre backs? I still think we could do with right centre back cover, but White can play there. But because Tomiyasu's always injured, it doesn't really enable us to use Ben White as right centre back cover. He ends up more as right back cover because Tomiyasu's always injured. So if we buy a good left winger, will we see the best of Saka? I think we need the good striker as well. Creative players need good attacking players to play the ball to as well. Wake up, Arsenal. Caps setting says Kurt Conrad. If Villa make the Champions League, do you see them going for Martinelli? I think he's the one we might sell because of profit margin. There is a definite thought process that he could possibly go because of the clubs interested. Would Emery take him left wing? Maybe. Melly, which two do you want to see miss out on the Champions League from City, Chelsea, and Newcastle? Listen, let's say City and Chelsea, to be honest. It would be funny to see Pep in the Europa League, even though he'd probably go and win it. That would have an element. And Chelsea as well. I mean, you spend $1 billion and end up still not in the Champions League. That would be quite funny as well. So I want Forest to qualify. It'd be great for the city of Nottingham if they got Champions League football, but they need a few things to happen today, so it's not going to be easy for them. Big up Craig, who said Jesus, one of the worst signings. Started well. I think part of it is him. He mashed him up. Too many injuries, which destroyed him. He was good when he first signed. Alexander said, best Arsenal YouTube channel. Greetings from Milan, a Milan fan. Big up to you, bro. How good do you think Leao is? Because I've said a few times I'd take Leao at a cut price. AC Milan have had a bad season as well. Didn't qualify for any European competition. We've got 12 minutes until kickoff. Big up to you, Alexander. Curtis, this is Berta's way of doing things. He creates chaos in the media. I think Arteta and Berta want Victor, but they need to use the media well. It's a good point. You see a lot of big clubs do that, especially in Spain. Fane said, hello, Curtis. I'm a Man United fan. It's been a peak season for me. I've been bantered in work all year round. However, I tuned into your streams regularly. Thank you for this season and enjoy the summer with the family. Big up, man. Listen, big up the whole community. Big up the whole community. Your support this season has been unreal, considering, I mean, how flat things have ended up. You know, the Champions League was breathing life into our season. And to just think we could have had a Champions League final next week. But United, it's crazy because, like I said, growing up, it was Arsenal United. It was who's winning the league, Arsenal or United. And now you're probably starting next season going, who's winning the league, Liverpool or City? You know, but listen, it's, do you know what I think? I think a lot of clubs have been caught out just relying on history, in my opinion. I think that's what's happened. I think clubs like United and Arsenal, because they were at the front of the queue, they've gone, well, you know, look at our history, look at our fan base, look how much money we make. We're good. And then these other clubs, the Chelseas, the Cities in particular, they've thrown their money at it. And they've had success. Plettigol, who seems to be just recycling stuff. He's just dropped. I don't even call it Plettigol Bomber anymore because all he does is recycle information that we've already spoken about. He's just traction farming. He said Arsenal with Andrea Berta are currently focused on two top strikers, Sesko and Gyokeres. I could have told you that. He said, regarding Sesko, there has been recent contact direct between Berta and the RB Leipzig chief, Marcel Schaefer, to understand the structure of a potential deal, including the release clause and other details. Both deals would be extremely expensive. RB Leipzig have to sell Sesko in order to generate income. Mikel Arteta and the ownership are big fans of the player. I'm going to be honest, right? And listen, I don't think this guy is gospel at all. But I don't like the language that is being used around Sesko. They're speaking waffleese, people. And I can't translate it. I mean, Leipzig have not made the Champions League. They just spent 60 million euros, I think it was, in January on Xavi Simons. So what I would tell you, Arsenal fans, is I wouldn't print Gyokeres on the back of an Arsenal shirt just yet. That's all I'm going to say, because for some reason, this guy Sesko just won't go away. He just will not go away. I don't understand it. I thought we'd got rid of him. I thought when Ornstein said we were, interested in Gyokeres, I thought, yeah, man, we're there. But this guy just won't disappear. But this guy, Plettigol, is traction farming to the fullest. He just says the same thing in different words every other week. It's boring. So let's see. Let's see. Anyway, he's trying. These guys all go down the same route of doing what Fabrizio and Ornstein do, and write the same story 3 times with different words. Anyway, couple of things to talk about. We're gonna have to end a legendary song today, people. It is Kieran Tierney's last game for Arsenal Football Club. And he starts, by the way, at left back. Oh, it's Kieran Tierney, lad. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. He likes the snow. He's got to go. He's stronger than a Tesco bag. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. He's off, people. No, he trains in the snow. That's what I used to say. Because he used to train in the snow in a t-shirt. He's off. I don't know what it is about Tierney, guys. I've always had this feeling that Tierney should have been an Arsenal legend. He should have been our left back for the next 5-6 years at left back. It just didn't work. The injuries and the inverting, people. The inverted left back ruined Tierney's career. But Kieran Tierney, lad, I should have sang that to him when I met him on tour, just for banter. How he would have taken it, I don't know. But yeah, he could have been a definite cult hero. The fans loved him, but just didn't happen. Kieran Tierney's last game. He's on his way back to Celtic. And yeah, man, I remember when we was on tour in America and Arteta brought him on and he was trying to invert. And I said, nah, he's done at Arsenal. His career's over. Because he didn't look comfortable inverting. And I thought, this guy is genuinely one of our best players at fullback. He crosses the ball probably better than any fullback that we've got at the club. He's a solid, overlapping, conventional left back. And you're trying to make the guy invert. It just didn't make sense to me. Why can't you invert the right back if the left back's better at just being a natural left back? So it was like he had no chance of ever making it under Arteta as manager, which is a real shame. He's going back to Celtic, and listen, I wish him all the best. Top guy, top player. I think it's a disgrace that he's leaving the club on a free. I'm going to be totally honest. The left-back market at the moment in world football is very, very weak. And you're letting a player in his mid-20s of his ability level walk out the door for nothing. I think that's a disgrace. I cannot believe they haven't got no money for him. The amount of players that we let walk out of the door for nothing. It's no wonder we're trying to get people like Sesko to save money because we can't sell anybody, which is where you need people like Michael Edwards working at your club. So hopefully Berta changes this because they are hemorrhaging money out of this club. Jorginho free, Tierney free, Aubameyang free, Lacazette free, Ozil free, Socrates free, Calafiore, not Calafiore. Who's the left back, man? Kolasinac. All these guys, and I know a lot of them aren't even good players, but you got to pick up a little 7 million here, a little 5 million there, a little 10 million there. It's crazy. Just giving people away. Did you hear Marty digging at Spurs after the women's success? No, I haven't heard it. Listen, it's all fun and games. Listen, yeah, we won the Champions League in the women, but that wound isn't going to heal from the women winning the Champions League. I'm just keeping it 100. Right, I'm just not. I'm happy. I'm really happy for the women's team, but we all know the men's team needed to win something to take away that feeling in your tummy that Arteta always talks about, you know. But big up Kieran Tierney, man. Wish him all the best back at Celtic. Yeah, Lacazette, Ozil, Sanchez, all these guys, Aaron Ramsey, all just walked out on a free. It's like we don't accept cash. Zubimendi, Xavi Simons, Bruno Guimaraes, Leao and Osimhen. That's a football manager type of summer, bro. That's going to cost you about 300 mil. Zubimendi's 50 mil. Xavi Simons, they paid 60, so they're going to want at least that. So there's 110. I think Bruno would cost 80 plus. So you're at like 190. Leao would cost 80 probably. So you're looking at 270, Osimhen at 60 plus. 330, yeah. Yeah. I can't see Arsenal dropping 330 ever. Chelsea for Gyokeres if they get Champions League today. That's a good point. Ulrich says, ask ChatGPT to simulate this transfer window. Trossard out, Gyokeres, Zubimendi, Nico Williams in. Partey extends. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'd take that. And Jan said, how are you doing, Big C? Did you enjoy the parade? I'm actually not going to the women's parade tomorrow, but listen, I hope people who do go have a great time. As I said, I'm going to be switching between games. The Arsenal game will be my main focus, probably, but I'm really intrigued by this Forest against Chelsea game. The top four is actually the biggest thing that's on offer today, really. So I'm gonna be watching that game. We'll have the Arsenal game. The thing that's intriguing about this game today is that Nwaneri is playing. So that's at least something to watch. But I should have called this a snore along, to be honest. This ain't a watch along. This is a snore along. That what's his name? Will Still is the new manager of Southampton. He's the guy who was Balogun's manager in France when he scored all those goals. Yeah, Pepe cost 70 million. We sold him for 3 million. Guendouzi went for like peanuts as well when he was in the French squad. So the Arsenal team, anyway. David Raya in goal. Partey at right back. Yep, you heard me right, people. I can't believe it. In 2025, Thomas Partey is at right back. Kieran Tierney at left back. Kivior and Ben White at centre back. Obviously, Saliba and Gabriel are injured. Zinchenko and Rice in midfield. You've finally realised again that Zinny can play in midfield, but you play him there in a game that's not important. And then you've got Marino, Nwaneri, Sterling plays for Arsenal, and Martinelli. Oh, Jan was mugging us off, right? My bad. He was on about the Tottenham parade. I did see some clips of that online. I tried to avoid it, but it was everywhere. If that doesn't motivate Arsenal, nothing will. People are saying Tierney's at centre-back and Kivior's at left-back. Yeah, that's how they're listing it, actually, which makes no sense again. Yeah, let's play the centre-back at left-back and let's play the left-back at centre-back. Just lock this season off. What? Hold on, I've got this all wrong. Partey's not at right-back. So they're listing it as Zinny at left-back, Ben White at right-back, Kivior and Tierney the two centre-backs. Sterling on the left, Nwaneri on the right, and Martinelli is up front. I'm not going to lie, that front three's kind of exciting. Marino's the attacking midfielder, Rice and Partey in the double pivot. That does make sense. I thought Zinni was in midfield. He's not. Martinelli up front, Waneri on the right, Sterling on the left. Fair play. I don't mind watching that. The Arsenal game, by the way, in the UK is not on TV. VPN settings. Do your best. Do your best, people. I'm watching for American TV. Liverpool could tempt Newcastle with a player plus cash swap for Isak. Darwin Núñez, who's not in the plan. If Liverpool signed Wirtz and Darwin Núñez, lock the season off before it even starts. Just sim the season. Oh, Josh is there. Oh my God. See, I'm thinking about. Look, they're all there. Lewis, Garlic, Berta, the whole lot of them. Does that mean anything? Should I be excited that they're there? I don't think they should. We're underway anyway, people. We're underway. The whole gang are there, people, to watch this game today. Are we signing players? Is that why they're there? All right, we're underway anyway. Southampton against Arsenal. As I said, I'm going to be switching between games because I wonder if I've got a slight delay here, by the way, as well, people. So if there is, my apologies. They should be in Lisbon. Well, I'm thinking now, have they done the deal? Have they done the deal? But surely, if I was signing a player for 65 million and he's going to be our big signing of the summer, surely you would have left one of them in Portugal to watch him. So actually, and maybe I'm doing too much thinking here, people, but would Berta not be over there or somebody not be over there to just, look at the product that you've just bought? Have they come home to come and sign Sesko? I don't know, people. I don't know. I'm reading it from multiple different angles to think how it is. Hey, congrats to Charlton, man. They won the playoffs. The manager of Charlton, actually, Nathan Jones, who's a bit of a lunatic, by the way. I actually played for Yeovil Town with him when he was playing there. He was a madman. Left back there. I'm switching between games. I've actually put the Forest game on for a little bit. Ramsdale makes a save. That Forest game is crazy. Any goals, by the way, keep me updated. Oh, have I only just noticed that? Declan Rice is the skipper. Is it a sign of things to come, people? Is Decker's going to be our captain next season? Is he definitely wearing the armband? He is, yeah. Decker's his captain. I like that. Martinelli with the header, though. I actually like that movement there through the middle. Make sure you get the likes up, people. Final time this season. He said, W, all respect, I do support Arsenal, but figured they would want to tease Arsenal fans in London. You see Man United's fall off. They are in a mess. United are in big trouble. United are in big trouble because United have always been used to fall back on the finances to get them out of trouble. And under this new ownership, it feels like money is a problem at Man United. So, I saw a thing the other day saying that apart from the last 5 or 6 players that they've bought, basically everyone's up for sale. It looks like Garnacho's going. It's not looking good for United. It's not looking good at all. No European football. Garnacho will leave Man United this summer. His agents have already opened talks with Arsenal. No chance. Never in a million years. I swear down, if they bought Garnacho, the meltdown I would have would be outrageous, honestly, if they signed Garnacho. Klopp is at Anfield today. I'm trying to look at it from a positive point of view, right? Berta and Kroenke were in Portugal, in Lisbon. Have they done the deal and flown home to confirm the news to Arteta? Or have they flown back and said, listen, we're getting Sesko? I don't know. Who knows? Ratcliffe is worse than the Glazers. It's a strange one with him. It is a strange one. Look at Dave, Real Madrid latest video. He said, Alonso has to be under pressure. The guy hasn't even stepped in yet. That's the Real Madrid standards, though, isn't it? You have one bad year there, they'll bin you straight away. Cronke was looking at a yacht for sale. Marino there. I'm just watching Martinelli's movement. I mean, he's moving left and right there. It's a good ball in. I tell you what, I think Marino should do better there. He's good in the air. He's not under a lot of pressure. I actually think he maybe should score that. Decent effort. New merch. Yeah, I got the new home kit. I did. I got it the day it came out, bro. No messing around. I'll be honest. I think the home kit's really nice. I think it's really nice. Better than last season's. But we need players. We need players. Big up to everyone locked in, over 3,000. I have to say, by the way, for over 3,000 of you to be locked in today with this nothing game of football, big up each and every time, man. Your support on this channel is legendary every week. I'm watching the Forest game for a little bit. I'll put the Arsenal game on in the background. Get the likes up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. That race for the top four. There is actually a scenario today, people, where Man City could miss out on the Champions League, which would be pretty amazing. When you think about their financial power and Pep and all that. We're on 800 likes, people. Let's get 1,000 likes. Make sure you keep me updated with other goals as well in the other games. Every Premier League club is playing today. I don't even know who's playing who, actually. Man United have got Villa. I'd expect Villa to beat them. Forest, Chelsea. Tottenham have got Brighton, Wolves, Brentford, Liverpool, Palace, Ipswich, West Ham, Fulham, Man City, and Bournemouth, Leicester. No goals in the Prem at the moment. This Arsenal game looks boring. It's typical. Why no Jonathan David gossip? Yeah, it's an interesting one, Jonathan David. He's a free agent, isn't he? So somebody's going to go for him, but I don't know who. He was being linked with Newcastle, but again, with Isak, he's not going to get in the team. What I was reading, his agent was saying he wants first-team football. Who said this? Gyokeres deal is already sealed. Yeah, I mean, I read that report, but I'm not... There's too many different reports for me to believe that. I need to see that from a better source of information before I believe that. I hope the deal is done, but I'm not sure. There's too many links to Sesko as well. Yeah, not a lot happening in the Arsenal game. So I've turned over. What did he know? Yeah, Ornstein said the club aren't decided. He said Arsenal have got a decision to make between Sesko and Gyokeres, both fantastic options. I expect one of them to come to the Emirates this summer. So they're still probably debating it, you know, because it's one of them. Berta and Arteta are probably arguing about it. I'm watching 5 games at once. Bro, I'm doing the same thing. I'm watching bare games. But I wanna watch a bit of this Forest game. Manager is obsessed with Sesko. Villa are getting peppered. What, by United, yeah? Have you seen Fabrizio's tweet about Rodrigo deal? We can't afford him. How can we not afford him? That's crazy how we can't afford him. I didn't even see that. Somebody put that in the chat earlier. Rodrigo. That story that came out of Madrid Zone the other day, it doesn't sound like Rodrigo's going to leave. I think all that hype was for nothing, to be honest. Because the problem you got is Alonso. If you're walking in the door as Alonso, why would you get rid of Rodrigo? There aren't many good right wingers in the world anyway. He's only 24. I want Waneri to score today. Yeah. The team is actually. See, look, look, Marino's up front. I said, I reckon he's. I said, didn't I, right? I bet he ends up playing Martinelli left, Marino up front, and Sterling on the right. And Waneri's in the Odegaard role. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. They're hyping up that Martinelli was up front. Here's Zinni. I reckon this will be Zinchenko's last game for Arsenal. I think they'll sell him. It's a good ball. Palace 1-0 up. Wow, against Liverpool. Eze. That guy's on fire. That guy is absolute. Someone has to sign Eze this summer. Oh, was it Saw? People telling me it's Eze. I think that's the first goal today. Was it Saw? Yeah, that's Saw's a good player, you know, at Palace. I remember he ripped us up in the Europa League that time. It's fast, man. Eze clear of Cunha. Different. I think they're different players. Cunha's a better goal scorer. Eze's just so calm on the ball, innit? We should sign Eze, but they won't. Fact Waneri is playing today shows there wasn't any personal issue. Arteta was just being stubborn. Maybe. I mean, if I was Waneri, I'd still be annoyed though, because I'd be saying, you just left me out of PSG. And now you throw me in at Southampton away when it don't mean anything. Would you take Garnacho? No chance. No chance. He's no better than Trossard and Martinelli. What's the point? Josh is at... No, well, Southampton, yeah, he's there. They're probably doing end of season meetings and that, so we've got to hope they buy players. Arsenal away fans are singing, if Sterling scores, we're on the pitch. Razzie, you know. Sterling's going to be one of them players that you just forget that he ever played for us, like Willian. You just delete it from your memory. He hasn't even got a memory that you can go, oh, that big moment that he had. My thought process with Sterling, I never thought Sterling was going to be like a play every week, big impact kind of player. I just thought his experience and those back post runs, he might just chip in with a few goals where like Martinelli doesn't pick up those positions. I mean, to be fair to him, he's hardly played for us, but he's just basically done nothing for us. You'd have probably been better off playing Reece Nelson and developing him a little bit. But then Arteta's a bit of a contradiction as well, because you hyped up the signing and then you never play him. So why did you bring him in the first place? Didn't make no sense. It is Willian 2.0. Surely it has to be Rodrigo. Bro, I don't think Madrid are going to sell him. I just don't think they will. If I was Xabi Alonso and I'm walking into Real Madrid and they're asking me about Rodrigo, I'm saying no chance. No chance. Look at the right wing market. How are they going to replace him? You've got Lamine, you've got Salah, you've got Saka, you've got Rodrigo. They're probably the best. And Real Madrid aren't getting none of them. I don't think they really... I've never seen them linked with Saka. They can't get Lamine. And Salah's too old. Rodrigo, you just keep him for another year. Unless there's a financial problem and they need money. We have to get... Listen, I know people think I'm crazy for that, but I'm telling you now, if Arsenal wanted to spend crazy amounts of money in other areas, Sané on a free, man, I think he's better than Martinelli and Trossard, but I don't think they'll go... I don't think they would go for Sané, but there's rumours that he wants to come back to England. I just need to see Gyokeres. Elise was probably a mistake. I just think the problem with Elise was a right winger. If I'm Elise and Arsenal try and sign me from Palace, the first thing I'm saying is, where am I playing? Because Saka's your main player. So how are you going to get game time? And he plays every week for Bayern. So Bayern, Gnabry and Sané have been on the bench a lot of the time. Eze, for me, is a player that I think it's crazy that Arsenal aren't trying to sign him. The thing that's annoying me is it's Tottenham that are being linked with him. And the guy's an Arsenal fan as well, so Arteta's love fest for Odegaard stopping him buying another attacking midfield. Found some cash that if we win nothing next season, then what? And then nothing the season after. And I honestly think that Arteta, if he went trophyless next season, the thing is, actually, I say that. I was going to say if he goes trophyless, I think they'll get rid of him. But I feel like he can cover it up by, if Arsenal finish second and like pushed Liverpool or Man City, I think they'd try and dress it up again for him. Oh, at least he's competing. Look how close we are. I'm saying this. Liverpool have won the league. They're going to sign Frimpong. They're going to sign Gyokeres. And it looks like they're going to sign Wirtz. Wirtz going to break the Premier League record, 126 mil. If you win the league and you buy 3 players like that and they want a striker, you're not winning. You're not going to catch them by signing Sesko and buying players that are going to take 2 years to develop. You've got to blow the market up. There's got to be a summer that Arsenal blow the transfer market up and go, listen, these lot think we're a little joke in the window. Rodrigo, Eze, Gyokeres, and Zubimendi in one summer. Zubimendi, 50 mil. Eze, 60 mil release clause. That's 110. 65 mil on Gyokeres. That's 175. Rodrigo, 80 million, say. That's 255 million. That's not impossible for Arsenal to do. Arsenal have just had their most profitable season in the last 5 years. We've made 100 million from the Champions League. You got to sell players like Zinchenko. You either sell Trossard or Martinelli, because you don't need those two if you're buying a left winger. They've got to make money from player sales. They need to go and make 100 million. Go and get rid of Reece Nelson. Go and get rid of Sambi Lokonga. Nuno Tavares already gone for 8 million. They need to make 100 million. And then you can go and spend 250 million. But will they? Will they is the question. We just like giving players away. As I said, Tierney shouldn't be going for free. He's a good left back. You should be getting 20 million for him. What's happening with the scores? Who's winning in the other Prem games? There's a lot of 0-0s. Liverpool losing 1-0. I mean, they're probably not bothered, to be honest. Lower wages. Yeah. You need to get the wage bill down as well. Jorginho, all them guys are going as well. Our Tottenham have scored against Brighton. They're going to be hyped, aren't they, after winning? I Love Gambling said, I think I watched this movie before. The New York Arsenals beat Real Celtics in the quarterfinals, but lose to the Pacers Saint-Germain in the semi-final. That's how it actually felt. It felt like that's what I'm saying. Arsenal are basically the New York Knicks of basketball and football. Like, oh my God, we beat Real Madrid. They beat the Celtics, the current champs. Then you get the Pacers, you get PSG. You think we're better than them. And then you both get knocked out. And it looks like the Pacers are going to beat the Knicks. They're 2-0 up. Big up Evan, who said, thanks for the great content all season. Big up to you, bro. Phil said, hey, Big C, I want to wish you and the community a good off-season from Canada, home of the 2026 World Cup, and a future Gunners legend, Jonathan David. Jonathan David, you know, we've been linked with that guy for years, but I don't think we'll get him. He's a free. I think he'll go somewhere else. We are the new Tottenham. We're not that bad. We're not that bad, but we are in a state of shock. We're all shocked that we haven't won anything. Carl said, as an American, I want Pulisic. They love Pulisic in America, don't they? Captain America. He is a player that I rate highly. I remember at Dortmund, I used to think, yo, that guy is so quick and direct, but I feel like the Prem didn't really work for him. He's got 17 goals and 11 assists this season. Fair play. That's got to be all comps. 4 goals in the Champions League. Milan have had a terrible season, haven't they? Milan aren't even in Europe next year, so I think if you did want to sign a player from Milan, you'd have a good chance. I think if you're going to AC Milan and you're buying a winger, you've got to be buying Leao, not Pulisic, to be honest. I think he's past his best. You know, when Southampton are attacking here, right? Usually I feel like nervous. Oh my God, what if they score? This might sound wrong, but like if they score, I don't even know if I'm bothered, to be honest. Like, what difference does it make? Sometimes, right, I used to say this with Wenger. Something would happen in the last game of the season that would allow Wenger to change his mind. And what I mean by that is we'd have like Giroud up front. And we all knew we needed a striker. And Giroud will go and score 2 goals on the last game of the season. And you're thinking to yourself, Wenger's not going to buy a striker, is he? Giroud's just scored 2 goals, so he ain't going to buy anyone. And that's how I kind of feel about this game. If Havertz comes off the bench and scores 2 goals, they'll probably go, yeah, you know, we don't need to go big on a striker. Let's go and buy Sesko, or let's go and buy, so, I don't know. And Kroenke's there, Berta's there, Arteta's there. So, let's see anyway. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. 1-0 to Brentford. Oh, God, are they giving them a pen? What did he do? Pull his shirt or something? That's a pen. I reckon that is. Oh, dear. Has he given that? Oh, Raya's on for the Golden Glove, isn't it? No, I don't think they've given it. I don't think they've given it. No, he gave a corner. Listen, City are winning 1-0. So that'll get them Champions League. I was really hoping City lost. We got more people watching than AFTV. They got 2.7. We got 3.4. Big up the community. I told people this community is different, man. Who do you want to win the Champions League? It might sound controversial, but I want PSG. I know some people don't because they knocked us out, but I like the way they play football. I do like it. I think I like Doué, I like Dembele, I like a lot of players in that team. I'm not bothered. I don't care who wins, to be honest, but I kind of like that. I think PSG have actually been the best team to watch in the Champions League along with Barca. There's 2 different styles in it. But a lot of people saying they don't want PSG because they knocked us out. I get that. But I don't really. There's not that many Inter players that I really like that. Like, I don't dislike them. I love Barella. But I just like the way PSG play football, man. I want that attacking style to prosper. So yeah, big up to everyone locked in, man. We're running the show. City, who scored for City? They're away at Fulham. Kevin De Bruyne's last game. All the big bosses are there, man. Josh Kroenke. They're all there. I kind of hope, right, I hope we win, but I hope we struggle to score. I want it to be there in front of everyone's face that we've got a striker problem. I actually hope our striker and left winger play bad today, and Waneri scores or Rice or someone. I want them to sit there and go, how come we're struggling to score a goal against the bottom team in the Premier League? That's what I want them to see. And Bremo scored again, by the way. 19 league goals this season on the right. Who scored for City? Gundogan. And Bremo, that guy's scoring goals for fun, man. I want them to. I actually want Josh Kroenke to be bored watching Arsenal play football today and go, listen, mate, I didn't give you 750 million to give me this boring football. So that's mad. So if we lose, we're on the same points as City. Oh, we're above them on goal difference, so we can't unless City score about 7 goals. I want Josh Kroenke to fall asleep and then go home and say, listen, we need excitement in this team. Like, here, Martinelli, take him on. Just runs into people. I swear down, that guy thinks he's Shadow out of Sonic. He thinks he can teleport through people. I've never seen a winger that just runs into people like Martinelli. He's honestly, I don't know what he thinks. I've said it for a long time, yeah. Zinni, I think Arsenal should have given Zinni a run in centre mid. Oh, off the bar. Marino header. He's actually good in the air, to be fair. Has he got 20 now on Bremer? That's crazy. I thought that was his 19th. If you're playing right wing for Brentford and you score 20 league goals, that's unbelievable. He's going to get a move. The only reason I wouldn't take him at Arsenal is because we got Saka, and I don't know if he's good on the left, Mbeumo. Arsenal hit the bar. That's the best we've had so far. You think Zinni's poor, Anton? I think as a midfielder, he's all right. As a left back, he's poor. Martinelli is a striker. Maybe. I think Mbeumo will go to Newcastle. Gordon, Mbeumo, and Isak. That's a good front three. Wissa as well. Yeah, I think he's got about 18 league goals as well. Forest will link with him. Yeah, Wissa's got 19 goals and 4 assists, man. That's a good season as a striker. Yeah, that's his 20th goal. And Mbeumo's... No. The Mbeumo argument definitely has, like... I see it. I just don't think we need a player who plays where he plays. He's got 20 league goals and 7 assists. He's played every single game. No injuries. 38 out of 38. I just don't think we need a right winger. And I'm not signing a right winger and putting him on the left in the hope that it's going to work on the left. And I think Nwaneri can cover Saka on the right. But apparently they do like him. Wissa's good, man. Wissa is good. Again, I'd take him as the backup striker, but we don't need him. We need the main striker. Do you think we'll get Osimhen? No. It'll be Gyokeres or Sesko. It'll be one of them two. Stan said, funny, Arsenal create the most chances and forward passes whenever Zinni plays. Hence, since we benched him, we've been sideways merchant. I honestly think he's a decent centre mid. On the ball, anyway. What the hell is that, man? Ben White, this season, since being injured, has been awful. He's looked so rusty this season. Sterling, not a bad ball, Marino. It's not a foul. Come on, Zinni. Look, them little passes there, man, I'm telling you. He's clever on the ball. I remember when Ukraine played... She hit the ball, man! Oh, unlucky party. Do you reckon Mbeumo can play false 9? It's just a... Maybe, but... It's a risk, innit? 50 million and playing him in a position we haven't really seen him. That was a good strike. His shooting has got better. His shooting used to be terrible. Did you notice Rene wasn't on the touchline directing play? I only watched the highlights, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the game, but I was saying maybe we should swap her and Arteta, give her the men's job. She won the Champions League. They probably wouldn't even want Arteta, to be honest. I think the parade's tomorrow morning. No, Odegaard. Yeah, I mean, Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, all on the bench. Give him a rest. I'm surprised he didn't play him because I saw a stat that this is the first time since the 50s that no Arsenal players got 10 league goals in a season. I think Saka and Havertz are on 9. So he won't want that record. Big up Brian, man. Appreciate that, bro. He says, big up Curtis and Cruz. Thank you and the community for another year together. We need a big summer. Thanks again for always being a voice for me and most Gooners. Looking forward to Shaw on tour. Big up, bro. It's I think this is the biggest summer for Arsenal in I can't even tell you how long. Because we don't even need that much, but you need the right people. So if you don't get them, you're just going to fall further behind. I never expected Liverpool to be signing players like Wirtz for 120 million. Take him on, Sterling. Please do something. Yeah, he's doing the Martinelli thing, isn't he? Running into people. Why do wingers run into defenders? I don't get it. You're taught as a child, avoid the defender's body. And these guys just run in. Sterling, I don't know where Sterling goes from here. I don't even think Sterling would be good in Saudi. You know, people say, oh, you need to go Saudi. I don't even know if the Saudi league would take Sterling. I just don't. I don't know what is for him. He needs to retire. His fall off is unbelievable because he actually was still balling out at City in his last season. He's gone to Chelsea and then just gone downhill. It shows that Pep system was keeping him looking like a good player. He looks absolutely dreadful. Let's look at Sterling's last season at Man City. His last season at Man City, he got 13 goals and 5 assists. That's in the league. That's a good season. 3 goals in the Champions League. That's a decent season. 16 goals in all comps and 7 assists. He goes to Chelsea, gets 6, then gets 8, comes to Arsenal and gets 1 goal. He's got 1 goal for Arsenal this season in the Carabao Cup. Headed wide by Southampton. Who's that Arsenal player on the floor, man? I hate when defenders go looking for free kicks. Be stronger than that, man. I'm just going to delete Sterling playing from Arsenal from my memory. It never happened. Who is that getting roughed up? Tierney. Come on, bro. Strong Scottish centre-back. Well, left-back, whatever. He's playing centre-back today. Should not be getting pushed to the floor like that. People saying I deserve a timeout for missing. I know the women's get. I didn't see it. Why is Arteta sitting in the stand? He's banned, isn't he? He's banned. He got 3 yellow cards. He's not allowed on the touchline. Earpod Albert and that Carlos Cuesta are running the team today. That would have actually been funny if we battered these like 7-0. We say, oh, we won because Arteta was in the crowd. It's a decent ball, that. So you got no one attacking it. It's a boring game, I'll be honest. The eyelids are getting heavy again, people. 32 minutes gone. 0-0 with Southampton. The worst team in the league. Ramsdale in goal for Southampton. Waneri has quick feet, yeah. That's better from Martin. Oh, no, it's not. Cuts inside. The cross won't good. I'm glad Southampton are making us look rubbish. Need the checkbook out. I'm telling you, I want a boring 1-0 win. None of the attacking players score it unless it's Waneri. I want him to go away and say, yeah, we got problems there. I was falling asleep at the game. Have we had a shot on target? Yeah, the Partey one. Neil said, Curtis, if we sign Sesko over Gyokeres, just sim the rest of the season. Like I said at the start of the show, I actually think Sesko has got a lot of potential, but potential is not what we need. We don't need potential. We need somebody that's ready to just go mad right now. And that's why I just think Gyokeres is that player ahead of Sesko. Sesko's got 13 goals. That's a great ball in, man. Striker's got to attack that. Tierney whips it in, no one there. He's just not... Sesko should have been a signing that we made a year or 2 years ago. Not now. Signing Sesko ahead of Gyokeres, that could genuinely... That could lose you Saliba. That's how serious that deal is. If you sign Sesko and he doesn't do well at Arsenal and we don't win major trophies, that deal could cost you Saliba. Saliba could go, right, that's enough. Been waiting for a striker. You've signed this guy. He's not quite good enough. I'm going Madrid. So you can't take risks. Not like that. Rodri's recovered from ACL and Tomiyasu is still nowhere to be seen. So Arteta did a press conference, didn't he, and said, oh, Tomiyasu's out for a few weeks. And we haven't seen him since. And he's out till December, apparently. So I don't know what injury he's had. But like you said, Rodri did his ACL and he's back already. Quicker than Tomiyasu. He's been out for like 7 months. This is a tough game to watch, by the way. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried if we don't sign him, he becomes another Isak. That's the other thing that people are saying. You know, is he going to be like a star? It's a cringe along. It's painful. I think at half time, I'm locking this game off. Finish. Oh, look at that touch from Marino, man. Control the ball. If he controls that, he's got a shot there. 35 minutes gone, and the eyelids are very heavy. 0-0 with Southampton. Sesko's yeah, concrete touch. If he has a good touch there, he can get a shot off. 0-0 all across the board. Yeah, the Prem. I thought we'd have an exciting final day, man. These players are ready to go on holiday. City winning 1-0, Gundogan. Palace winning, Saw. And Tottenham winning, Solanke penalty. Brentford winning, and Buemo. That's it. Man said Partey just got sent back to Ghana. See you later. Once you get away from Partey, bro, he ain't catching you, is he? Pace is not exactly his strong point. Iron said, "Can you get a handball if you?" No, I'd gone mad. Partey got sent to the shop for noodles. Southampton don't actually look that bad. Sesko is not going to be Isak. He is more Giroud. Oz said, thought he wasn't going to watch a game. Well, we're switching between games. I tried to give it a chance because I thought, you know what? Waneri's playing. We might have a bit of excitement, but to be honest, it's made no difference. Look, Rice is like, look how slow we play. Look when we get the ball. Look, nobody really runs. There's not a lot of movement. It's just, yeah, you have it. Go backwards. It's all too slow. It's too easy to play against. Anyone who low blocks against us, we find it difficult because we haven't got enough players who do something that just looks like it's not planned. That's why you need an Eze, you need a Cunha, you need a Wirtz, you need somebody that's just going to bam, 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 try and make something happen. It's all too predictable. Look, there you go. All those passes and it breaks down. Now look, when they get the ball, they look quicker than us. They just don't get enough bodies forward quick enough. I think at half time, it's Forest Chelsea. I'm not sure I can watch another half of this. Which players should leave? There's a good number that should leave. I mean, obviously Jorginho's going. Neto and Sterling will go back. But there's a few. There's a few. I'd probably get rid of Trossard or Martinelli, one of them. Maybe Trossard because of his age. There's a few, man. Honestly, I'd sell Havertz. I'd get rid of Tomiyasu and Jesus, but no one would sign them while they're injured. So there's a few. We're gonna do. In fact, you know, I'm gonna do a buy, sell, keep maybe this week. Joe Bellingham, yeah, promoted to the Prem. The Bellingham family, man. You know what I mean? One's in the Prem, one's at Madrid. People saying the Chelsea Forest game's poor as well. Is Wirtz worth 126 million? I mean, listen, in footballing terms, if you're paying 126 million, you should be getting like one of the very best on the planet. But the game now, when Caicedo costs 115 and Rice costs 105, yo, this is a chance, by the way. He's gone mad there. I don't know what he was doing for them. When defensive midfielders are costing 105 million, the market's all over the place. So I just think that's the going rate for a player when they're on a big contract and a lot of big clubs want him. City want him, Bayern want him, Madrid apparently were interested, and Liverpool want him. So when you got big clubs like that after him, you're going to have to pay a big price for him. I like Musiala more than Wirtz, I'll be honest. But Wirtz puts up great numbers. Better numbers than Musiala. So, but yeah, I think I wouldn't mind Arsenal overpaying for a very good player. Do you know what I mean? If they bought Isak and spent 140 million, I'd be like, no problem. He might not be worth it, but what a signing, what a player. As fans, do we care that much about the money? You just want a player, and I think Wirtz is a good player. I'm just surprised because the position he plays is not something I think Liverpool desperately need. But he's a talent and a half. And he's at a good age as well. 10 goals, 12 assists this season. They're good numbers, man, for attacking midfielders. What do you get? 11 and 11 assists the year before. So over 20 goal contributions both seasons. Yeah, man, Kev's son, Ty, scored yesterday in the playoff final for Sheffield United. They actually lost to Sunderland 2-1. When somebody asked me in the week, right, they said, who do you want to win that playoff final? I said, because Ty plays for Sheffield United, it would be great for him to win. But in terms of the club, I would rather Sunderland in the Prem than Sheffield United. Sheffield United have been in the Prem time and time again. And I'll be honest, I don't think they bring anything to the league. I just don't. They get relegated. There's not a lot going on. Martinelli's in. Oh, Ramsdale saves it. Is he offside? How has he missed that? That's where you can't be a striker. Is he actually onside? He is, isn't he? He's on as well. How are you missing that? Great first touch. Pick your spot. You got to score that, bro. If that's in a big game, I'm shouting down the house. I give Ramsdale some credit. It's a good save, but he's got to score that. In the Prem at that level, you've got to score that. I think Gyokeres bags that. To be honest, Sesko might bag that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Josh, I'm sitting there saying, yo, 750 mil, this is what you got going on. It's all mad. I need to see better than this. If we need a goal, Nelly Trossard on the bench, who comes on? And that's a good point. You would probably actually say Trossard, wouldn't you? So maybe it's better to get rid of Nelly. Zinni! Oh, just wide. See, I don't mind that shot though, man. Let me ask you the question. Does Odegaard hit that? Does he hit that shot? I mean, he's in a lot of space. Maybe he would. That's a good strike, man. I'm telling you. Deflection. Yo, that was close, and it was deflected as well. I sound like I'm in the fan club for Zinchenko here, don't I? Like I'm hyping him up. Decker's on the corner. In-swinger. Set piece FC. Get a move on, mate. Whips it in. Oh, Ramsdale flaps it. Come on. Whip it in. Come on, Waneri. Take him on. How slow is the football? That's a good ball. Oh, Tierney! Oh, it's Kieran Tierney, lad. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. He trains in the snow. He's got to go. He's stronger than a Tesco bag. Tierney! Josh Kroenke is probably like, hey, Mikel, was that us who just scored or was that Southampton? No, that's us, Josh. That's us. Kieran Tierney with the goal, people. What a legend. I wish we weren't selling him. Well, selling him, actually. We're not getting no money for him. I'm glad an attacking player didn't... Look at the movement. Man's moving like a striker. Giroud used to score goals like that all the time across the front post. That's a great goal. Good ball by Ben White. Movement on his right foot. No, that's a quality goal, by the way. Look at him. He's delighted. Look how happy he is. You ever seen a guy that happy scoring? Look, his veins are pumping in his neck. He can't believe it. There's like one more goal bonus before I leave. He should not be leaving the club. Mohammed said goal, Kieran, Tierney. Troy, did I miss your super chat? I thought I brought it up on the screen and read it. My bad. Kieran Tierney. What a legend. He'll be a cult hero at Arsenal, I think. The fans always liked him. At least we've got a goal anyway. 43rd minute. That is a striker's finish. Striker's goal. Across the front post, man. That movement. I was just reading something then. People said there was more news on Sesko, but it's something I've read already. The legend that never was. When we signed him, I said he'll be our left back for at least the next 7 or 8 years, but just never transpired, man. The injuries, the inverted left back never enabled it to happen. So at least we've got a few things to talk about. Arsenal winning, Tottenham winning, Palace winning, West Ham are now winning as well. Ward-Prowse. There's not a lot of goals in the Prem. Gundogan for Man City. What? So who's getting top 4 at the moment? Let's have a look at top 4. No pressure, Arsenal. Yeah, we'll probably beat them 5-0 second half. So Champions League at the moment is obviously Liverpool and Arsenal, City, Newcastle and Chelsea. So Villa and Forest would miss out. Forest would be in the Conference League as things stand. But if Forest scored now, with results as they are, they would be in the Champions League. So it's all to play for. They need to beat Chelsea. Martinez red card for Villa. Wow. That could be them done. Emmy, and do you know how mad that is? They reckon Emmy could be going to Man United. That's annoying. I wanted United to lose again. Tierney scored for us, John, of all people. Arsenal have lost less games than Liverpool. That's crazy, but it's all the draws, isn't it? Emmy wants to leave this summer, apparently, Villa. Oh, Southampton just wide, half a chance. We're heading into the half-time break. It is half-time. It is half-time. There we go. Half-time whistle goes. Let me check out this other game. 1-0 at half-time, people. Only a minute added on. And there it is. Let's watch a bit of this Forest game before it's half-time there. Emmy, you had one job. What's Emmy doing, man? Why is Emmy getting set? What did he do? Emmy Martinez, straight red card. What did he do to get sent off? Was someone one-on-one? Somebody just said there, Emmy's being linked with Arsenal. That's never going to happen. I think him and Arteta, he definitely doesn't seem like he even likes Arteta when he left. Martinez, Arsenal. Surely we're not being linked with it. Emmy's like 30 now, isn't he? Arsenal would... What? What kind of story is this? Arsenal would consider signing back Emmy Martinez if a decent offer came in for David Raya. I do not believe that for a second. I just don't believe that. The thing that's crazy about it, though, is I think Emmy would come back to Arsenal. He was crying when we won the FA Cup, man. He was at the club for years. But I'm sure he was criticising Arteta when he left. Arsenal will consider signing Emmy Martinez if a suitable... And why would he sell Raya? Raya's wanted by Madrid. Nice. They call this silly season, don't they, for a reason. It's not happening. Raya to Real Madrid. For what reason? He's nowhere near as good as Courtois. Unless he's going there to be the backup. Is there any links there? Nah. No chance. I don't believe that story for a second. I want Magic Mike. I used to rate him, you know. Mike Mignon. Magic Mike Mignon. I'd take Lunin. Nah. Well, maybe as a backup. Maybe as a backup. It's silly season, people, man. There's no way Martinez comes back to Arsenal. Not a chance. He criticised Arteta when he left. Anyway, we're winning 1-0. There's not a lot to say about the game. I'll be honest. I'm just trying to see the Emi Martinez red card. Let's have a look. Martinez red. What did he do? I'm assuming maybe someone was one-on-one. What did Emi Martinez do to get the red card? It's not even showing me the video. What did he do, people? What did he do to get sent off? It's not playing the video. I remember when they used to link us with Trabelsi back in it. We used to get linked with everyone, didn't we? I think Mamouche is one of them players that we should have looked at. He's definitely made a big impact. He took out Højlund. Højlund plays like a wrestler anyway. Maybe he thought he was a wrestler. Arteta with that fake smile after the goal, said Jerome. He's probably relieved. Imagine sitting next to the owner. You spent $750 million and you're struggling to beat the worst team in the league. He probably felt nervous. Alfred said Martinelli should have scored that goal, but you can see the striker in him. The early header at the striker position, the run he made for that chance. No, I hear you. If you look at the positives, scored his goal at Anfield, good movement off Van Dijk. That header he had at the start of the game, and then the run over the top. When's the last time you saw an Arsenal striker get put through one-on-one like that? Doesn't happen. It probably was Martinelli away at Real Madrid. You know, we hardly ever get one-on-ones. So he definitely got that movement. Yeah, and that was time ago, wasn't it? HR said, oh, no, I read that one. And Mohammed, big up with the super chat. Rare link to Real Madrid. I just looked, but the source looks terrible. I think somebody just make it. Why would Real Madrid want David Raya? They got arguably the best keeper in the world in Courtois. What if that was Gyokeres? I think he bags that, bro. Emi shoulder barged Højlund. It's about time somebody shoulder barged him. Let's have a look. I actually want to see that red card. Martinez, Højlund. I think Højlund is potentially one of the worst Man United strikers I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely. I think Weghorst might be better than him. Weghorst was actually decent for Holland in the Euros. Martinez, Højlund. What did Emi do? It's not playing the video. It says the video is not available in your location. Oh. They're showing a still image. Yeah, I'll try and watch it after. Anyway, would you take Thuram from Inter? Nah. No. We've waited so long to sign a striker. You don't buy somebody where Thuram, he's not that good. Lay said, Big C, it appears Courtois is leaving this summer. It's an open secret here in Spain. Madrid are linked to Juan Garcia. Is this what's going on? This is why the community comes in clutching her. Big up Lay, he lives in Spain. So what, they're saying Courtois. I'll tell you something, mate. I'd be signing Courtois. Unless he's just at the back end of his career and thinking maybe go Saudi or something. How old is Courtois? He's had bad injuries, hasn't he? I think he's done his ACL before. Courtois is 33. Maybe it's probably at a time now people wouldn't sign. Oh, is that Emi? No, look at him. Ah, not Emi, you know. I swear down. He's wiped him out. That's legendary. Emi basically knows Højlund's got around him and he's just ran after him and just barged him to the floor. But I like that about Emi, you know. He don't give a damn. He's like, listen, I'm leaving this summer anyway. I'm taking him out. Courtois, yeah, 33. Let's have a look at his contract. And his wages will be massive as well. Maybe it's time for him to go Saudi, and they want a younger goal. It's on 240 grand a week, Courtois. That's standard anyway for Madrid. How long's he got left on the deal? He's got a year left. Yeah, maybe Madrid are thinking, get rid of him. It says here he's being linked to Saudi. Maybe they're thinking, year left, get him to Saudi, get some money for him, get a younger keeper. If Madrid came in for Real, would he leave? Would Arsenal sell him? I think he'd want to go, to be honest. I feel like a Spanish player being linked with Real Madrid. They are being linked with that Juan Garcia as well, but is he good enough to be number one at Madrid? United signed Van der Sar at 33, you're right, and he was legit as well when he went United. He was amazing. Emmy going out like Zidane. He said, listen, I'm leaving. Someone's getting wiped out. It makes sense that it's Højlund. Who? Oh, yeah, be suspended now, straight red. Gyokeres spotted in Waitrose. Yeah, if only. They got the cup final tonight. If I was Gyokeres, why would I want to go to Arsenal if I'm a choice and not the priority? Big up from Ireland. No, but do you know what it is, Shane? I think as a player, you would always understand that clubs are probably, if they want a striker, they're probably looking at more than one striker. I know you would want to feel like you're the priority and I'm the only striker that they're looking at. But big clubs are always going to protect themselves by looking at more than one player. Because imagine they just go all out for Gyokeres and at the last minute Gyokeres goes somewhere else. You're all over the place then. But I hear you. I hear your point. Toro said, I was hyped for Berta. I feel back to square one if he actually renews a washed-up Trossard and this Peruvian Donny on 180k a week. I'm trying to look at it from Arsenal's point of view, right? Arsenal might be looking at it and saying, Trossard and Martinelli are both at a similar level. Neither one of them are playing amazing. They might be looking at it going, Trossard off the bench, he's cheaper. He probably might not mind being a squad player. And he does have a goal in him off the bench sometimes in big games. So their thought process might be, let's get as much money as we can, get rid of Martinelli, use Trossard as the squad player, and then sign a big left winger. That might be how they're looking at it. They might think, Martinelli's on 180k a week. We don't want him as the backup player on the bench and then sign a new Nico Williams on 250 or something. That might be how they're looking at it from a financial point of view, but I'm not excited for any of them two, but I hope we get a good winger. Forever a gunner, Martinelli scored more goals versus Liverpool than any other Premier League team. Saka only has 6 goals. Saka only has 6 goals this season. That can't be true. I thought Saka was on 9 Premier League goals. Oh, you're right. He's got 6. You are right. That's mad. He's got 6 in the Champions League as well. His Champions League numbers are crazy. 6 goals, 2 assists. So, yeah, you're right. So, Havertz then, is he actually our top scorer in the Prem? That's disgraceful, isn't it? Man's been out for over 3 months. Havertz got 9 goals. What's Trossard got? What's Trossard got? Trossard's got 8. So, yeah, crazy. Beer said this is our new signing. Florian Wirtz, City pulling out, and Curtis for speaking facts. Hey, big up, bro. Big up to you. I think as well, Martinelli probably got a lot of joy against Liverpool with Trent. You know, he used to seem to cause Trent a lot of problems. Forever Gunner said, I would take either of the 2 strikers. Before, I was only Gyokeres, but Sesko has a very high potential. That's what it is taking to make an offer. They are confused. You can tell in the Arsenal boardroom, they're in a debate over who to get. I've watched a lot of Sesko in the last couple of weeks, right? And I can see a lot of potential in him. He's a very unique profile. You don't often see a striker that tall with that good sort of pace and movement. So I think they're looking at it going, yeah, but he's 21, he's got great potential. We put a lot of crosses in. Maybe he's better at 6'5". But then you've got Gyokeres over here, who's an animal, scoring 30, 40, 50 goals. He maybe doesn't suit our style as well as Sesko, but he's clearly the better player right now. But he turns 27 this year, and you know they're a business. They're thinking resale value. They're probably thinking if Sesko does well, in 3 years he's worth 100 million. If Gyokeres does well at 30, he's probably worth 40 million. But as fans, we're not interested in that. I want to win the league next year or the Champions League. We need the guy that's banging goals in now for me. But I reckon in the boardroom, they're probably arguing. Forever Gunner said, we are linked to Liao in recent weeks. Berta had talks with his agents. Listen, I've said many times on this channel that Liao is one of the left wingers that I would take. I think Rodrigo would be probably the main one, but I've got a feeling he's not going to leave. Matthew said he's still on USA VPN. We get that you can't watch the video, so in your country all the time here. Yeah, VPN settings today, bro. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And fans, I say all the time, man, that fans don't understand how much power they've got. They should be protesting in this country to say, how can we not watch our own team every week? I think they need to change the way football is watched in this country. I think they should put something in place where you have a membership for your club and you watch every game for that club. Because we're in 2025 and Arsenal are playing games, and if you're in certain parts of the world, you can't watch them. So you got to get a VPN to make it act as if you're in America to watch an American channel or something. It's crazy. It's crazy, but they're living in the past. You go on holiday to places and you can watch 3 p.m. kickoffs. You're around the corner from the stadium, you can't watch it. Make it make sense. Apparently there's a bomber. What's the bomber? De Bruyne. Napoli chairman confirms they want to sign Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne hasn't yet agreed. De Bruyne to Napoli. Italian league's a bit slow. I think he'd do well there. I just read Conte could leave Napoli. Why? Win the title and leave. That's a bit crazy. DC said they should do a subscription like Netflix, pay $8.99 a month. Yeah, let's be honest. Like, I don't like, no disrespect to any fans of other clubs. I'm not interested in watching Southampton games on the TV unless Arsenal are playing them. Like, I want to watch Arsenal every week. Every game that's on, I want to watch their game. So why am I being forced to pay all this money to watch all these games, but then Arsenal are not on some weeks? It's stupid. Big C, the NFL does this. Sunday ticket, £300 per year, or $300 per year. Every game, every weekend. There you go. And ironically, we are Netflix FC, so why can't we watch every Arsenal game? You're describing Peacock. Yeah, I use that all the time, bro, on the VPN. Bear said Alvarez has a release clause of 60 million euros. Wow, let me check that. Do you know what? It's funny you said that, because I've been wondering why so many clubs are being linked with Alvarez when Atletico only signed him a year ago. So maybe that's what it is. Is the release clause that low? How much? Didn't they pay more than that for him? Why would they have a release clause lower than what they paid for him? Didn't they buy him for like 75? Look, they paid 75 million euros. It could rise to 95 with add-ons. Oi, Trent's on for Liverpool. Let me pull that back. I need to hear what they were doing. Trent on at half time. Let me hear the reaction. Let me hear the reaction. I thought I heard a few boos. It didn't sound as loud as last. Trent. It's better than last time. Way better. You know why? Because Klopp, he's mashing down the thing. Klopp Klopp did an interview. No, loads of them applauding. That's all you got to do, man. It just don't clap if you don't want to support the guy. You know what I mean? Klopp did an interview, and Salah done an interview, didn't he? Saying they need to act differently towards him. What do we watch second half? Do we watch Arsenal or do we watch Forest? I feel like I've just got to watch Arsenal, haven't I? Enough. Oh, the game. Jeez, the game's been on for a minute. What's going on? I'm a minute behind. I'm nearly 2 minutes behind. Community are asleep. They don't even want to watch it. Last game of the season. Yeah, get the likes up to 3K, man. Klopp and Salah told them off. Klopp did that interview saying, oh, it's not what Liverpool should do. And then Salah was saying he's been at the club 20 years. He deserves more respect. Did you see the mural of him in Liverpool? The big picture. Someone wrote rat on it. Oh, it's just, what are you doing, man? Just applaud the guy, man. They got the parade tomorrow. I reckon that Slot's brought him on purpose for him to try and get a better reception. His contract manipulation was bad. Listen, I totally agree with that. I do agree with that. Right? One thing I want to make clear. I fully understand Liverpool fans' frustration. Totally understand it. He's a boiled Liverpool fan, born and raised. Liverpool fans will feel like, why do you need to go to Madrid when Liverpool will feel like they're at a similar level where they can win the Champions League or win the Prem? I think it's just he wants a new project. He's been at the club for 20 years of his life. You know, you work in a job for 20 years, you're probably going to want to work somewhere else, no matter how much you like it there. And it's Real Madrid. I think people have to understand that no matter how good your club is, Real Madrid is a different level. It's a different level, everything. Yeah, my timer's off, people. And I think I'm nearly 2 minutes behind. I've got the game in the 48th minute, but my timer's in the 46th, so I'm still watching it. Be glad to see the back of Sterling. Sterling was just a waste of time. Complete waste of time. Southampton got half a chance. I would have watched the Forest game, but it's 0-0, so that game's probably even worse. The Madrid knock. Listen, when Madrid knock, most players answer the door. There's not many. You got the Spanish weather, better than the English weather. You've got the 2-week winter break that you get over Christmas, meaning players can go home, chill with their family, enjoy Christmas. In England, you train on Christmas Day. You play a game on Boxing Day. No winter break. It's Real Madrid. You're chilling with Mbappe and Bellingham and all them guys. It's how it goes. I always tell people there's a food chain in football, people. There is a food chain. It's like the hunters in the ocean. 1 minute you're hunting fish, the next minute the killer whale's trying to take you out. You know what I mean? And that's it. Come on, Martinelli, what you got? Look at Ben White galloping. Lift your head up. Of course he ain't. He's kept the ball, though, to be fair. Not for long. He won a throw-in. Yeah, at the weather, it was already a struggle. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can't find that Alvarez 60 million release clause. They paid 75 million for him. So, and Mohammed said, this is the part I dislike, bro. We score one and sit back. They will equalise. We've done it a lot this season. Forever gonna, if Arteta got, imagine and give Bert the good looking agent award. Jordan, no, man's going on mad. Troy said, how many cars does Arteta need to get out of the stadium completely? Yeah, and hopefully send him out of the stadium next time. Ban him. Beer said, Liverpool on the, what does that say? Oh, on the beach. Party time, yeah. They're both happy, innit? Palace won the FA Cup. Liverpool won the title. Both teams are chilling, man. They're not that bothered. If you want weather and lifestyle, Barca is better than Real. Yeah, I like Barcelona as a city with the beach and everything, but I don't think Barca were in for him, was they? Probably. He probably wanted Madrid. But then I did see an interview where I'm sure he said that he liked Barcelona more than Madrid when he was younger. I can't believe how boring the Premier League games are today. There isn't even 2 goals in any game. Brentford beating Wolves 1-0 and Bremo. Tottenham winning 1-0. Solanke against Brighton. Arsenal winning, Kieran Tierney. 0-0 Forest Chelsea. 0-0 Newcastle Everton. Man U Villas 0-0. Emi Martinez sent off. Shoulder barging Højlund. Palace beating Liverpool. Saar. West Ham winning against Ipswich, Ward-Prowse. Fulham losing 1-0 to City, Gundogan. Bournemouth City 0-0. It's an absolute snorefest. They're all on the beach. They've all given up. Why do people boo Nasri? I think Nasri said in an interview that he was staying and then left. He's a Messi fan. He liked Barca. You got to be careful with them comments, aren't you, when you're younger and you're playing in England? Because you know if Trent has a bad run of form at Madrid, their fans will turn on him. They'll be like, what? This guy's a Barca fan anyway. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Shot there by Arsenal is saved by Ramsdale. Somebody just said Fulham have equalised. Have they equalised? Oh, Brighton have equalised, sorry. Brighton have equalised against Tottenham. Who got the goal? It just says 1-1. It's not showing the scorer for me. Nasri won the league, yeah, at City. Aaron Ramsdale's been relegated 3 times. That's crazy, isn't it? He'll get another move, though, to be honest. He'll get a mid-table Prem team, I reckon. Southampton on the attack. I have to admit, Southampton have looked all right. Like, they don't look like a team that's finished bottom of the league. Hinselwood with the goal for Brighton. Have Ipswich equalised? Who they playing? West Ham. 1-1. Some terrible games in the Prem. Absolutely terrible. Look at this, man. People just foot. Look, man, I'm sure he stamped on his own player. Rice wipes him out. Tell you what, honestly, I am so happy that this Premier League season is finishing today. Honestly, I do not want to watch another Arsenal game for a little while. The next time we watch Arsenal, it will be pre-season. We'll be in a new kit, and hopefully we'll have new players. Chelsea have scored against Forest. That's it. You are not getting Champions League football, Forest. Bottled it. They'll be heading to the Conference League. They're not even going Europa League. I suppose the only thing is, maybe they could win the Conference League, which would be great for them. But all season in the Champions League places, and then you mess up at the end. Apparently Man United have scored. Is that true? It's not showing up on mine. No, I don't. I think he's trolling. But Chelsea are winning. Forest, what are you doing at home again? Who scored? Who scored for Chelsea? Colwill, probably a header. Big up Daff, who said, I listened to your stream while watching the match on mute. Much better. Thanks for helping us get through this year. Free kick for Southampton. Blocked. Come on, let's counter-attack. No, I don't think counter-attack is in Arsenal's... Oh! Oh, don't let him shoot! Good save near post. Oh, Højlund scored. He was offside, was he? Højlund, I think Højlund was born offside, mate. He's that bad. Ben White there, bro. I swear down. Man's twisting and turning like a lunatic. Absolutely all over the place. Corner to Southampton. We are getting a few goals in the games now anyway. Ball whipped in. Oh, and there's a goal in this game. Look at the state of us, man. What are we doing here? Can't even beat Southampton. Stewart. Oh, I'm not even going to get angry. What's the point? There's just no point. I'm in front of the owners, right? Yeah. I'm not even mad. Golden Glove's gone. Yeah, no, in fact, he'll be level because the Forest keeper celebrated, conceded as well. He's unmarked. He's unmarked. He was unmarked from the start of the corner being taken. Arsenal doing that zonal marking foolishness. Stuart Little! Stuart Little, you know. No, what's Raya doing? Why is he diving after the ball's past it? Man's like Superman. What's he doing? I know this sounds crazy. Part of me hopes that we don't win. Because I want the owners to be like, so you're telling me these are bottom? They're one of the worst teams we've ever seen in the Premier League and we can't beat them. Anyway, don't waste your energy, people. Where's Yova at? Yeah, Yova only stands up when we score from a set piece. But all these ones we concede, you don't see him. So, because Liverpool are losing, we're 11 points behind. A win would have got them to 14. Yeah, who's going to get the Golden Glove then? Because Raya and Sells have both conceded. So, does it go off? What does it go off? I'm assuming they've both played 38 league games. Let's have a look. Raya. Maybe they share it like the Golden Boot winner. If you fall on the same. So Raya's played every game. I think Sells has played every game. Yeah, Sells has played every game. Oh my days. Arsenal should have scored, cleared off the line. How has he blocked that? I thought it was in. Sells wins it. Better ratio. What is it? Saves to go. Yeah, I don't know. Goals conceded, but then we've conceded less goals than them. So we got the best defence. Oh, how have we not scored there? Yeah, I don't know how that works out. This game is, even though there's been a goal, I'm feeling tired watching this game. Can't wait for the season to finish. Zinni, what you got? Took too long. Got to hit that quicker. The owners don't care. Surely. Surely they would. I can't believe Forest are losing to Chelsea, man. Absolutely bottled it. Don't even look like, I mean, at the moment, they're not even going to get Europa League. They're in the Conference League. The only positive is I think they could win the Conference League. But then even this year, Real Betis in the final, them teams might beat Forest. Arsenic said he hates Arteta so much, prefer Arsenal never win a trophy. Conrad said Bologna done us out of 34 million for Calafiori. No big Italian teams are in for him. That should have been a red flag. I always say a top Italian player, the Italian clubs will always want him if they think he's that good. You look, when's the last time an Italian player left at a young age in Italy, came to the Prem and did really well, and the Italian clubs weren't in for him? They don't let them leave Italy. They're like, yo, before you leave Bologna, you got to go to Juve or Inter or AC, and then you can go for big money. Tonali was at AC Milan already, bro, and let's be honest, they knew that ban was coming as well. You know what I mean? They said, yo, you can sign him, but you ain't going to have him for a season. What I'm saying is Calafiori's injured again. The man is injured again. Sells wins it apparently over Raya, which I don't get why, because Raya's conceded less goals. They sold Tonali with a case hanging over him. They knew what they was doing. They got like 60, 70 million for him. He got banned for 10 months. Zola, maybe. How young was he? I'm sure Chelsea got him when he was in his late 20s. G said, Curtis, got to say thank you for all your coverage and laughs over the season. Big up to you. Calafiori's hearing too much drill music. Man's injured all the time. Man's constantly injured. He comes to England and said, oh, I like drill music. And the guy's injured all the time. He ain't built for drill music. You should be listening to opera. Some slow music. Højlund, another stinker. I think he's one of the worst strikers that we've seen in United history. I really do. He's that bad. They're playing against 10 men. If United can't beat Villa, their goalkeeper was sent off in the first half. I mean, they're a laughing stock anyway. Trossard, Saka coming on. Bet he drags Waneri. I would take Sterling off. I want Kroenke to fall asleep. Who's he going to take off? Saka will come on for Sterling. This will be the end of Raheem Sterling's Arsenal career. This is it. This is it, people. The culture signing is over. Raheem Sterling will never wear an Arsenal shirt again. Rice has given Saka the armband. That's strange. I thought they'd have just... That means in the pecking order of Kieran Tierney, lad. Oh, it's Kieran Tierney, lad. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. He trains in the snow. He's got to go. He's stronger than a Tesco bag. Kieran Tierney. That is the end of his Arsenal career, people. Trossard comes on for him. Why not just give him 90, man? Let him play the 90. We can now officially, you know, like in Men in Black when they flash the light and you forget. We'll flash the light. Let's flash the light, people, and forget. It never happened, people. It's a figment of your imagination. Sterling never played for Arsenal. He's been in Chelsea reserves. He's their problem now. Good luck trying to sell Raheem Sterling on 300 grand a week. That's got to be another loan. A loan to a low Prem club. Or he goes Saudi for the bag. Remixing it. I just added a few more words, you know. It couldn't be that short. We needed more words. But anyway, Tierney. Sad ending. Let's tweet. Sad to see Tierney leave. As for Sterling, let's pretend we never signed him. Oh, I feel bad, you know, because when I've met him, he's a cool guy, but I have to say it as it is. Anyway, I just can't wait for this game to finish. Sterling's got more goals than... Tierney's got more goals than Sterling. Luke said, who would you take? Sesko... Everyone... I was asked that the other day. Who would you take? Sesko and Rodrigo or Eze and Gyokeres? Eze and Gyokeres, man. Gittins and Cherky. No, I don't want them to. I don't want Jamie Gittins. Cherky's all right, but I think he's a little bit overhyped. When does Arteta play his last game? I wish it was today. Imagine if Southampton beat us. Do you know what? Let's have a look at how many games have Southampton won this season. Can't be many. I think they've only got 12 points. And I think they've drawn a couple. Southampton have only... They've got 13 points. They've won 2 games out of 38. That just doesn't even sound normal. I swear down, they've looked all right today. Like, the way they're playing today, I'm thinking, surely if you're playing against, like, a Ipswich or someone, you beat them playing like this. They've won 2 games. Imagine if they beat us. I don't think they will. I think we'll score again. Who was the worst signing, Sterling or Willian? Willian. I tell you why. We signed him on a permanent deal and gave him a 3-year contract. At least Sterling is over. And Willian was actually playing games and playing badly. Sterling has actually spent most of the season on the bench. But then Willian did score a couple good goals. Tottenham are losing. They're probably not bothered anyway, to be honest. But Tottenham and Liverpool both losing. Who scored the second goal for Brighton? Hinselwood again. He's got both. Young player, and he came through. No, listen, do you know what, Tom? You're actually spot on, you know. You know, as much as Willian was a terrible signing for Arsenal, I've actually got some respect for him. That guy had like nearly did he have 2 years left on his deal? And he walked out of his contract. You know, most players would never do that. You'd sit there and say, all right, you got to pay me up, or someone's got to sign me. He was on like nearly 200 grand a week. The guy walked out of his deal and said, I just want to leave. I want to go back to Brazil. And he went back to Fulham and started balling. Surely, Zinny, what a block. Got to do better there. So I've actually got some respect for Willian. He could have sat around for 2 more years just picking up dough. So I have an element of respect for him for that. We look like we're on the beach as well, to be honest. We're going through the motions here. I don't know what Partey was doing there, man. Honestly, Partey just has them games where you're like, what the hell is this guy doing? It worked out in the end, but it looked like it was short. Come on, Saka, take him on. You 1v1. Oh, step over. See you later. Pull it back. What are you shooting on your left foot there? Surely he's got to cross that with his right foot across goal. I tell you what, though, people. He might have moved up a star move there. You know, that was like a 4-star skill move. That was step over and shift. That was quite skillful. MJ said, looking like you're getting Tesco thoughts. I'm not happy. I'm not happy, MJ. Until he's holding up the shirt, it's not real as far as I'm concerned. I don't want him. But I've got a feeling we're going to. Alvin said, big up the Arsenal women for winning the Champions League. They're representing, man. Maybe we should swap the teams around. Make them the higher priority. They did what we couldn't. And swap the managers as well. Apparently she's only been there 6 months. She's won the Champions League. This guy's 5 years in telling us to be patient. Be patient, guys. Bring your boots. Bring your pads. How about you get a trophy? Half a decade. Aye, Waneri 360. Zinni, hit that. Aye, he's got a good shot, man. One for the road. Oh, see, they love it, man. Oh, it's Kieran, Tierney, lad. It's Kieran, Tierney, lad. He trains in the snow. He's got to go. He's stronger than a Tesco bag. Well, Havertz is coming on, people. As a kid, when you went to Skegness and you saw the donkeys on the beach, you were happy. I'll go on the donkey, might get an ice cream. I wouldn't go in the water. It was brown water. It's nah. But, you know, but when you see this donkey, there is no joy when you see this donkey coming on. Who's getting dragged? Lewis Skelly coming on. I bet one here he's getting dragged, isn't he? Is that Zinni coming off? I wonder if that's Zinni's last appearance for Arsenal. I wanted to see whether he was waving. He don't look too happy. A little thumbs up. You always, in the last game of the season, you see players waving. You think, yeah, he might be leaving there. Everton scored. Who are Everton playing? Oh, Newcastle. Wow, wow, wow. That does have an effect. Ooh. That'll be Newcastle outside of the Champions League. We're signing Isak. Nah, Havertz is on for Martinelli. Nah, Newcastle will miss out on the Champions League. They only need an equaliser, but that is crazy. That is crazy. Because they said, man, if they don't make Champions League... Look, there's been a tweet yet. I don't know if this is the Premier League tweeted Golden Glove winners. Sells Amrail, so maybe it's Shid. Let's have a look. Premier League. Is that an official picture or somebody? Yeah, congratulations to Matt Sells and David Rail, joint winners of the Golden Glove with 13 clean sheets each. I think that's stupid. I think really Raya should have won it because he's conceded less. But listen, they're sharing it anyway. Damn, that is crazy. Newcastle could be missing out on the Champions League. You watch what happens here. Havertz will score the winner, and we won't buy a top striker. He'll run on the pitch and point at him. Ornstein said clubs were waiting for Newcastle Champions League qualification. Do you know what worries me, though? Imagine Liverpool get him. Because there's a story who someone brought up today that they might offer Darwin Núñez to Newcastle plus cash. Now, I think Newcastle would probably take Darwin Núñez. Or would they take him, actually? I don't know. He's been pretty bad. So, yeah, that is going to cause all sorts of problems. How are they losing at home to Everton? Alcaraz, wow. David Moyes. Listen, anybody that likes putting on like football bets, there's no way you're going to win a football bet today. Tottenham losing at home, Liverpool losing at home, Newcastle losing at home, Forest losing at home. It's crazy. Arsenal drawing with Southampton. You'd be a millionaire if you'd have predicted this. Come on, Waneri, take him on. He hadn't had a lot of the ball today. That's what I'm saying. Waneri, I think he plays better for Arsenal on the right because he gets in 1v1 situations. This central role, it seems like he's crowded. Doesn't get a lot of space. Gyokeres cheaper and better. The thing is that I wonder how much Isak would cost if they didn't have Champions League football. How much would he cost? I still think he'd cost like 120. So at the moment, City, Chelsea and Villa would get the 3 Champions League spots along, obviously, with Arsenal and Liverpool. Newcastle would go in Europa League. Forest would go in the Conference League, which is disappointing, man. I wanted Forest to get in Champions League. Rice whips in a corner. That's a good ball headed away. We could give them... they could have Havertz. If they're willing to take Darwin Núñez plus cash for Isak, give them Havertz plus cash. Darwin and Havertz are about the same level. Red card for Liverpool. Gravenberch. Wow, they're going to get beat. Not that it makes any difference. They still won the league. Gravenberch sent off. Newcastle will win the Europa League, so I wouldn't celebrate anything. I don't know. So Newcastle at the moment are in 6th place. So they will be out of the Champions League as things stand. Yeah, agreed. Waneri is disappointing at 10. He don't suit it. Might be his natural position, but he gets crowded too much. He's better on the wing. Gets 1v1 way more. City are winning. People saying Havertz is better than Darwin. Darwin is just... he's a bit of a mess, isn't he? You go to Newcastle, say, listen, have Havertz and 70 million. He'd probably do all right for them. Now, they're not still in the Champions League, are they? Or am I looking at this wrong? No, they updated, and that's it. Waneri off for Odegaard, and he ain't done much. He hasn't played well. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been in the game enough. Now, Newcastle are down to 6th now. So they're not in a Champions League spot. Odegaard on for Waneri. Villa are now 5th, and Newcastle are 6th. So they are in a Europa League spot. Wolves have equalised apparently against Brentford. Is it Cunha? Doesn't say who scored. I bet Havertz scores the winner for us, and we'll buy Seska. Predicting it from now. Waneri, I'm telling you, somebody going to sign him from us if they carry on like this. He doesn't even look happy playing for us. Because he knows you're playing me in a dead rubber. You should have been bringing him on against PSG. Decker's left-hand side. Go on, have a shot. Oh. Oh, Rice. Saka, yes. Is he offside? Why are they saying... why are they not saying... oh, he's offside. Saka scored. I thought Havertz actually going to score there. Is he offside? I like that little pass from Rice, even though it didn't get there. Yeah, he's off. He's off. 1-1. People have to look at this, you know. This will be an embarrassing draw. But it might be for the greater good, people. In that, with Josh Kroenke being in that stadium and Berta and Arteta, drawing against the team bottom of the league will have a little bit of embarrassment attached to it. And it might force them to actually spend some money. Because Josh might watch this and go, do you know what? We've got a bit of a problem there. We're not quite as good as I thought. Another draw. David said should have played Waneri on the right, but Sterling got the call. Yeah. What's the point in playing Sterling? It's a waste of time. You could have just played Waneri on the right. Apparently City are 2-0 up. Haaland with a penalty. That's them definitely finishing third. Will Tottenham win the Super Cup? Well, no, I think PSG and Inter would beat them. 15 draws. That's crazy, isn't it? Nearly half the games. Sesko, 57 goals in his last 100 games. Gyokeres, 93 goals. The numbers are crazy, aren't they? Babysitting Sterling is crazy. Just basically took care of his Chelsea contract for 12 months. Let me read out these super chats. I read that one. Sterling, welcome to Al Kebab FC. I rate you, fam, but I don't ever want to see you in an Arsenal kit. Nah, he'll never play for us again. Imagine if Arteta signed him on a permanent. Bob said Arteta would never buy Gyokeres or Isak. That would make his love child Havertz redundant. Sesko is lower profile and more likely to sit on the bench. That's my worry, Bob. Forever a gunner. Now, how will Arsenal react to the Isak situation? Because they have already done the groundwork on Sesko and Gyokeres. Be interesting. Will it make a big difference? Arsenic. Sell Havertz, Trossard, Partey, Martinelli, and buy Isak. Well, Partey's a free, so we wouldn't even get any money for him. Burkowski said, we need Gyokeres. Them man there don't ramp with them dinner. Plus, he runs at defenders. Too much back-to-goal strikers. Sesko is Havertz 2.0. VAR check for Villa, apparently. Is that a potential goal? Or is it, what is it? No further actions have been taken, it says, so I don't think it's going to count. Maybe it was a red card for United, let me know. Oh my God, Villa were robbed, says Gooner 1970. Yeah, I want Gyokeres. I want Isak, Gyokeres, and Osimhen. Sesko wouldn't even be in my top three. Villa were robbed. Oh, goal was disallowed, apparently. Come on, 11 minutes to go, man. Just don't make this a boring... This game actually typifies this season for Arsenal. It's another snorefest. The ref robbing Villa, even if a win for United would mean nothing. Sesko's profile is good, yeah, but this ain't Tinder, bro. You know what I mean? I don't care about the profile. We need the guy who's doing the business, scoring goals. Should have been a Villa goal. United's still getting luck, man. I want United to lose again. How many games have United lost? 18. If Tottenham lose today, they've lost 22 league games. That is outrageous. How do you get away with that? Anyway. Can we get some late drama? What goal would actually turn this all around? Even if Forest equalise, that doesn't move them. Forest need to win. So at the moment, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea and Villa will be in the Champions League. I think, like you said, man, from a Newcastle point of view, maybe they could win the Europa League. And Forest could actually possibly win the Conference League. Oh, have we got goals? People saying United have scored. What does that change for Villa? That drops Villa out. Wow. So United goal moves Villa out. That is crazy. So now Villa would miss out. Newcastle are back into 5th. So Isak is in the Champions League. Let's sign Morgan Rogers off Villa. Ahmad scored. I like Ahmad, you know. He is a good player. Villa were robbed of a disallowed goal. United got the other end and score. Wow. Villa will be going crazy. That could have been the difference between Champions League and Europa League. Forest not even scoring at home. I would love to sign Morgan Rogers. I think he's a beast. Attacking midfield. He'd be quality. He'd be expensive though. But there's some good. That's what I'm saying. There's good attacking midfielders. If you pay big money, Rogers, Eze, Wirtz, Cunha, Ahmad Header. Wow. He's got a habit of finding good space at the back post, man. No, you're right. We're not getting any of them. There's an injury in this game. Let me try and see this goal that you're all talking about. Villa goal. Let me see if I can find what happened. Was he offside? Should Villa's goal have stood? Oh, they're saying the goalkeeper had the ball in both hands. Is that Rogers trying to kick it? But then his right hand don't look like it's touching the ball. Yeah, so VAR have robbed them basically, and then United have scored at the other end. It's probably going to cost them Champions League. Emery's going mad. That's harsh, man. Very harsh. Varchester United. Yeah, Gibbs White's being heavily linked with City. I'm surprised. I do rate him. But I think them other attacking midfielders that I've just said, I think a lot of them, I'd rather sign them. But young English player. We've been so bad this half, man. Ramsdale's hardly made a save. Osimhen might be going to Al Hilal. Yeah, I saw them offers are crazy. I'm sure it said 600 grand a week. He'd probably just cashing out. Villa in Europa League, Emery. Well, he loves the Europa League anyway, don't he? But I'm sure the Villa. I wonder if Emery's job will be under pressure. I think Villa will be quite disappointed if they haven't made the Champions League. That's a good ball. No one attacks it. We've actually made Southampton look decent. Let's have a look at Southampton. Have they had heavy defeats this season? Their last few games have been all right, to be honest. Like 2-1s, 1-0s. Has anybody battered them? Brentford beat them 5-0. Tottenham beat them 5-0. Chelsea beat them 5-1. They haven't done too bad. Even Man City only beat them 1-0. Man United beat them 3-0. Yeah, that's enough. If Man United can beat a team 3-0 at Southampton with how bad their team is, drawing 1-1 is pretty poor for Arsenal. But a 600k tax-free exactly for Osimhen. Can't blame any player for taking that. So at the moment, Villa are missing out. Emi Martinez sent off. Villa and Forest. Villa to the Europa League. They drew with City, yeah, 0-0 actually, yeah. Yeah. This game sums up our season, to be honest. Boring. Lack of individual brilliance. No striker. Would you sign Xavi Simons? I think those attacking midfielders I've just named, I would rather sign them. I do like Xavi Simons, you know, but he's a bit lightweight. But I would take him. The way Odegaard's playing, you know, he needs competition. Apparently Liverpool have equalised 1-1. Doesn't really make any difference anyway. Yeah, Grealish left out of the squad today. I think that's game over for him. He's being linked with Atletico Madrid, which I didn't see that coming. But they've signed players from England. Gallagher, Trippier went there. So, would you take Barcola? I do like Barcola. About a year ago, I thought he was going to be like an amazing player. But Doué's kind of... I think Doué's better than Barcola. Salah scored for Liverpool. Salah does not break Thierry Henry's assist record, which is great. We've got to hang on to every record we can get. Big up Amir, who said, big up Curtis, the king of YouTube. Come to the Middle East. We'll see. Maybe a Dubai trip on the cards, you know. Would you take Gibbs White at Arsenal? Again, I mean, I saw 75 million. I do rate him, but I think for 75 million, you can get a better attacking midfielder. But I do rate him. I do rate him. Doué would be, oh, I'd love Arsenal to get him. But there's no way they're going to sell him. Bournemouth are beating Leicester, Semenyo. And at the moment, there's not a lot of change. Travis said, has he been poor this year? Carol said, I'm half awake. Bro, honestly, don't even worry about the goal reactions, Keros. Honestly, don't worry. If anything, Keros, see if you can get a clip out of the reaction video afterwards. The goal reactions, I don't even know if I reacted to the goals, to be honest. Give Curtis 500k a week. I'm telling you, surely I can play in like the Saudi second division. $3 a week. Put me up top. Sané to Arsenal is a possibility. I know people look down their nose at them signings, but I'm telling you, he's probably a better left winger than anything we've got. We're not good. Our attack is not that good. Nobody can run at anyone. No one in this team, apart from Saka, really can dribble properly. Martinelli's more of a runner. Nwaneri doesn't play anyway. Nwaneri can actually dribble, but he doesn't. He's not on the pitch most of the time. Would you take Gnabry? Gnabry's had a bad season. He's starting to get injured as well, and he signed the new deal. There was a point where I thought Gnabry was going to come back, but I feel like Gnabry's a bit washed now, you know. But no, he's not washed. That's too much. He's not washed, but he's just kind of been out the limelight for a while. So, and he's on massive wages as well. He's on big wages. Jeez, what are you doing, Kivio? He got away with it. Free kick. Any late goals, any late drama. Who would you rather missed out, Villa or Newcastle? I feel like Newcastle, just because Isak. But then Isak probably end up going somewhere else. Come on. Hit it. Hey, see you later. Go on, Odegaard. Oh, pillow foot. That's what I'm talking about. No pressure, FC. Come on, get some snot out your nose. There we go, wiped on his arm. I told you, every time. Just one more for the road, Martin. I'll wipe it off my arm. Listen, Odegaard, that is a nice goal, but we needed that goal about 3 weeks ago, mate. PSG away, when you was refusing to... Oh, PSG at home. Any more snot? There's the hair flick. Come on, one more. One more. Well, that's a bit of a wipe. That's a bit of a wipe. Squeezed his nose. Martin Snottergaard with the goal. That's a good finish. Pillowfoot scores. Good goal. 2-1. Yeah, no pressure FC. The skipper leads us to a momentous victory as we beat Southampton 2-1. Odegaard's third Premier League goal of the season. That is crazy, isn't it? And that's what I can't believe. He's actually got a decent left foot. How are you scoring 3 Premier League goals? 7 minutes added on. 7 minutes until the end of this season. I actually can't wait. I cannot wait for this game to finish. But big up. Hey, Brighton have made it 3-1. They're beating Tottenham. Oh, man. Yeah, looking like Villa are going to miss out. Anyway, MJ, Amorim going to take us from 15th to 1st like Conte. MJ, you know, I respect your hope for your team, but it ain't happening. You know it ain't happening, and we all know it's not happening. Back three, having to sell players. It's not happening. United next season should be aiming for like Europa League qualification. Top six. If they get Champions League, unbelievable. Just get top six, get back in Europe. Look, more snot out the nose. And then he's just wiped that guy's arm, then wiped his nose again. Look, I wonder if it's like 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 a nervous twitch, like you're doing something you don't realize. Like he just grabs his nose for comfort, like when a baby's got a dummy. Because he does it so often. Every time the camera's on him, he's grabbing his nose or wiping it. Oh, United have scored. Ericsson, Villa, no Champions League. Up the Villa. Go and get Morgan Rogers, man. Chris said Curtis Villa have been shafted. Listen, man, am I hurt by it? Not really. It benefited Man U. That's a bit annoying, but who cares? Go and cherry pick Villa. Go and sign Morgan Rogers. Knowing Arsenal, we'll probably go and get Ollie Watkins. Michael said, relax, Curtis. This season was just a warm-up. Next year, phase 6, we go invincible. 38 draws. Oh, my day. It's mad, isn't it? You could draw 38 league games, potentially get relegated, but say you're invincible. You say, yo, we're invincible. No one beat us the whole season. But you've been relegated to the Championship. You know what I mean? That's mad. 38 this year, you would... Saka's down, injured. That better not be a serious injury. I swear if he's hot, he better be rubbing his quad and not his hamstring. I think he's took a knock to the quad. Because I'm telling you, that guy better not be getting hamstring injuries again. Josh, like, who is that number 7 in the Arsenal jersey, Mikel? Yeah, that's Saka. That's like our best player. Oh, never heard of the guy. Nuggets in 6. You know, well, Nuggets are out actually anyway. Hey, Saka, you better get up. I hope that was contact rather than... What's he done? He slipped. Oh, no. Slips are more worrying, bro. Because that's when you tweak muscles. Get up, man. Fair play to the Arsenal fans. They're having a party down there. Yeah, and I saw that, Brian. Big up Mohammed, man. He gifted 20 memberships to the community. Big up your damn self, bro. Fabricator, I'm so grateful to be in the States since PSG and far away from this end of season. Thank you and the community for the entertainment. I wish you all a great summer. Best wishes from LA. Big up on the West Coast. Vivek, bro, no banter. We both qualify for UCL and I win the conference. I had a better season with a trophy. Yeah, trophy and Champions League qualification. It's better. Yeah, listen, it's a low trophy, but it's silverware. It's something. 4-1 to Brighton. They've smashed up Tottenham. But I hope Berta's on the phone. Berta's the one in the middle, innit? The hairline one's who is that? Tim Lewis. He's the guy that refused to buy Watkins. Berta should be texting saying, sign Gyokeres now, pull the trigger. Can't watch no more of this. I feel like going to sleep. West Ham 3-1. Bowen and Kudus have scored. Mohamed Kudus. Semenyo scored 2. He might get a good move as well. Can't believe Newcastle have got away with it. Losing at home to Everton. Should have been knocked out of the Champions League, and they've managed to get in because Villa have lost to Man United. And sounds like they've been ripped off. But is what it is. Is Saka going to come back on? I think he probably is. Only a minute and a half left anyway. Anyway. Emery pulling at Arsenal when the pressure is on, says Burkowski. It's in the DNA. MJ invincible to 22-year drought. Football's funny like that. I hear you. Even though you're throwing all kinds of shade. But yeah. Would you take Morgan Rogers on the left wing? Nah. I think he's got to be playing attacking midfield. Or like centre mid. He could probably do a job on the left, but I want a specialist. Mohammed said, this was a horrendous season. See you next season. Up the channel, last membership gifted. He's gifted 50 memberships. What a legend. Mohammed, man, you're making nearly the whole community members. 70 new members from him alone today. Big up your damn self. Welcome to the 50 new members. Make sure you've got your settings switched on so you can be eligible for a membership gift. That is amazing. Big up to you, man. It's been a long season. We're nearly done. It's nearly over. It's nearly over. End the season. We've seen enough. 18 seconds to go. 21 seconds it was, actually, like the So Solid song. Man just said it's over 100 years Arsenal haven't had a player score than less than 10 goals. Is it 100? I thought they said 75 years. 75, 100, all the same thing. No Arsenal player has scored 10 league goals this season. Rizzo said, thanks for getting us through another season. Bless to the community, man. It's nearly over. Just put us out of our misery, ref. We don't want to see any more. Why are we still playing? We're 15 seconds over. Ref ain't checked his watch. I'm more checking the other Premier League games. Forest, you bottled it. Conference League after all that. Just blow the whistle. It's the worst game. We're over the 7 minutes. This ref's got a bet. He wants Havertz to score. Skelly gets fouled. We're going to get a free kick. Ah, dear. Big up Ricky, man. He said, big up Big C in the community. You guys have been saving grace this season. Let's get the transfers in. Good luck to all in the off-season. You know what? The next week or so, we'll do team of the season. We'll do some awards. Who's been the player of the season. And then it's transfer season, people. Then it is transfer season. Let's put this season out of our memory. Just remember Declan Rice's free kicks against Real Madrid. Because that basically is the highlight of the season. Decker's whipping 2 free kicks in the top corner. Yeah. Chris Wood missed a sitter apparently to make it 1-1. I don't know. Would that have made any difference to Forest? Oh, apparently there's 9 minutes now because of the break for Saka. Would a draw have moved Forest up? Yeah, it would. It would have got them in the Europa League. Wow. That could have put Villa in the Conference League. Yeah, we're going to be linked with everyone. So forgive me if you tune in for a video and I'm just linking us with everybody because we're going to be linked with everybody in the next few weeks. Sané, Gyokeres, Sesko, Osimhen, everyone. Everyone we're going to be linked with. Free kick Southampton, Raya collects it. Just blow the whistle, man. We're in the 99th minute. There we go. Season over. A season that promised so much, delivered so little. It was not the season we had hoped for. We should be title winners. We should be Champions League finalists. We should at least be FA Cup winners. Or minimum Carabao Cup winners. But we're potless. We're allergic to silverware. Oh, I'm disappointed, man. City, Chelsea and Newcastle made the Champions League. That means there's no opportunity of getting Isak. Chelsea back in the Champions League. That's a good season for them, considering how I think they've been quite poor at times. People said that Tierney was in tears then. I didn't even see it. Can't see his face properly. But yeah, listen, man, as I said, I want to say a big thank you to the community for supporting this season. I'm always interested to see if players are like, if it looks like a good buy, like Zinchenko and some of the players that might leave. Rizzo said, thanks for getting us through this season. Bless, big up. Ricky said, I think I read that one. You guys have been the saving grace. Craig said, thank you, Mohammed. Got Mike. Yo, relax, bro. Rohit, big up to you. Appreciate that. J-Dub, finally the season is over. Well, it's official now, guys. Raheem Sterling is not an Arsenal player, although he is contracted until the end of June, actually. I saw that Jorginho might be leaving early as well. Alex said, big up from Kentucky. Curtis, thanks for all the great content this year. Hope you and the family enjoy your summer. Yeah, man, we have to. Get the holidays sorted. Transfer season. Let's hope transfer season creates some excitement as an Arsenal fan. Because at the moment, it's just very flat. We've had to watch Tottenham win a trophy. We've got to watch Liverpool do their parade tomorrow for winning the title. Then you've got to watch maybe Chelsea win the Conference League. Then you've got to watch a Champions League final that you would have hoped that we was in. I'm just watching Forest, minute to go. If they equalise, they'll get Europa and put Villa in the conference. Apparently, Chris Wood missed an absolute... Look at that from Gibbs White, man. Pep will be scratching his head watching you do that. Is this the miss? Oh, no, it's the one before. It's good defending. Chelsea have done well to nick Champions League football. I don't think they've been that good this season. They don't even really have a striker. I don't rate Jackson. So even Chelsea next season, man, Champions League with that money, they'll be dangerous in the transfer market. Big up Takan, who said you helped me for a difficult year, means a lot. Hey, big up, bro. Big up the community, man. I'll stay on until the end of this. I mean, I think this is basically finished. I think Chelsea make the Champions League even if they draw this game anyway. So they're pretty much guaranteed. It's just Forest could have got Europa League and put... Oh, they're done. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Chelsea have made the Champions League. Maresca's probably just saved his job. I reckon they might have sacked him. Look how happy they are for Champions League. It's crazy, isn't it? We're fuming at getting second. But you've got to win. You've got to win when you're in there. Yeah, Gyokeres, is that game now? Portuguese Cup final. Is Benfica against Sporting? They reckon we'll hear news. Maybe even straight after the game. You never know. It's nearly half time, 0-0. Will we get Curtis Shaw TV mugs in the 25-26 season? I'll try. I've been trying for about 2 years, but we will get there. Villa are out of the Champions League. Anybody you can get from there. Laura said, thanks, Curtis. You never let us down. Right. They're celebrating like they've won the title. Osimhen to Chelsea. Rohit said, mad love from Delhi for keeping a dead season lit. Do you know what, people? I'll be honest. I have to big up the community because, you know, if the community is not active, it's very difficult. It's the energy. You guys give a lot of energy, a lot of interaction, jokes, debate, all sorts goes off in the comments. So it's very easy. So big up to you guys, man. Some of the game, look at that game today, man. I could have fell asleep before the first half. Am I getting a refund on the top? Do you know what? I'm going to be totally honest. I'm keeping the home shirt. I really like this home shirt. I don't think last season's home shirt was all that. But I like this one. I like the red Adidas stripes. I like the A pattern. I think it's a proper Arsenal shirt still. I do like it. So I'll keep it. You know, it's a holiday shirt, man. Newcastle qualified for the Champions League. I mean, they've had a hell of a season. Winning the Carabao Cup and qualifying for Champions League, that's Isak and all them lot staying next season. So, what phase are the mugs in? Yeah, I know. You're right. Forever Gunner said, Super Chat missed. Apologies, bro. Sometimes it doesn't save them. I don't know why. TNM said, thanks, Big C, for saving the boredom this season. Best content creator. Big up, Big C. Big up to you, bro. City, yeah. Kevin De Bruyne's last game for City. Does Chelsea winning the conference change the Champions League? I don't think it changes the Champions League. I think it has an effect on who makes like the conference and the Europa League. People are going mad about that Aston Villa disallowed goal, saying that they've been ripped off. I watched the replay back. It did look like he only had one hand on it, but who knows? Season over now. Get Gyokeres. Bit of a boring end to the season. Like in all the Premier League games, didn't look that great. David Ray has been presented with a Golden Glove apparently. I'm watching this thing now. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Villa have been robbed. That is horrendous. He's got one hand on the ball. His hand's not on the... Oh, no. Villa have been robbed. But do you know what? I'm not going to get too caught up on it. That's their problem. But they have been absolutely robbed. There's no way he's got both hands on that ball. He's not in control of the ball. Rodgers kicks it. They score. Should have countered. United score at the other end and then beat them. Wow. Chelsea are shameless. It's mad, isn't it? Because... it shows where we are in relation to Chelsea, but it's also disappointing because we're that much better than them and haven't won a trophy. Chelsea are celebrating this like crazy. Ashad Curtis, I've enjoyed all the watch-alongs. Roll on the preseason content and transfer news updates. Big up, bro. TNM, thank you, Big C, for saving the boredom. Big up to you, man. Aman said, happy summer to everyone who checks out after the season. Those transfer dailies can get rough. That's true. There are people that once the season finishes, they lock off. They're not interested in the transfer stuff. So if you are, big up to you. If you are going to be here for the transfer stuff, put your seatbelt on. It could be, like you said, it could be rough, man. You know, the transfers, they're difficult. You get linked with players, then you don't end up signing them, and Ricky said, fantastic. Now we'll see Bowley, Chelsea again coming in to take away all Arsenal's target. Chelsea getting Champions League is not a good thing. They got a lot of dough now, probably. CFC Pirate said, Big C, thank you for your unbiased entertainment. This is the best channel in YouTube, hands down. Appreciate that, bro. Forever a gunner. Last time we finished second, 3 seasons in a row. We won the league next year. I think we won the double as well. So we can hope. Manav said, been following for 5 years. Love from India. Big up to you. Big thank you to everyone. Let's check the likes before we get out of here. We will be back tomorrow, of course. We'll still be here. We'll react. And I will have a reaction video to that game, although what's the point? But we will do it purely for content purposes. We're at 1,500 likes, which is quality. Let me just check all the scores as well. Liverpool lost. No, they drew 1-1. Sorry, Liverpool drew 1-1. Tottenham lost 4-1, battered by Brighton. Forest lost to Chelsea. West Ham beat Ipswich 3-1. City beat Fulham. Bournemouth beat Leicester. Everton beat Newcastle, and Arsenal beat Southampton. Odegaard with a good finish, Tierney with the first one and his last ever Arsenal game, people. So yeah, listen, get those likes up. Reaction video will be out in the next hour. This week we will review the whole season. I'll be back tomorrow anyway, press conference reaction and all that good stuff. If I don't see you throughout the summer, I'll see you all next season. And appreciate the support. Take care, and I'll see you all soon, people. Bless.